think you guys might have really took that personal.
No, I'm listening to Katie respond to haters on Twitter.
I heard it from that book.
That was my audio sound.
Exactly.
Hold up.
So Ethan Strauss.
What you say?
Do I sound fine? I know the laptop audio sometimes a little bit.
It's about how to
yeah, you're good. Let me just turn my volume up. Yeah, you're clear.
Ethan Strauss over me.
I saw somebody tweeting about it, but I didn't hop in the space. I didn't. I'm sure I'll get the highlights on the timeline when it's finished of what he said. Apparently, it's not good though.
That's crazy.
It's about step double teams and
That don't sound
screen assists.
What are you talking about? From what I'm hearing, you still okay. I'll turn it down. From what I'm hearing, basically people were saying these seem to be like just two random guys, of course, who were like saying that he had an issue with like Steph getting most of the love and all this stuff, and then he's on here saying he didn't care about that. It's just funny.
Hey man, I enjoy lying too. Lying is a fun thing. Lying. Kevin Durant enjoys lying. Known lying.
I don't get it. Like,
that's bigger than.
Hold on. Let me see if you say anything else.
That makes no sense to me. I just don't get it.
And that's fair.
Is it live?
That is fair
because
it's not coming from your mouth. And Ethan is just
my actions. Or my actions.
Well,
are you saying it came out of thin air?
Stuff like that. So why do you believe stuff?
Close the door.
Because it made sense. It made sense to you.
Yeah, I was trying to
It got nothing
give.
to do with me. It made sense to you. It made.
I know Baylon's gonna be a minute. Skuba, I don't know. Skuba might not show up at all.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
They can't be trusted. His type.
Yep, pretty much.
Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, so hold up. Let me. Yeah.
I'm about to grab a bottle of water.
Okay.
Honestly, I think maybe you should wait.
You want me to wait? We can wait. I don't know.
Man, I'm not talking to you.
You talking to me?
No.
Oh. Okay, hold on.
Had to I don't know. I don't really grow facial hair, so I'm not committed to the balding, but my hair is fucked up, so I had to throw on the do-rag.
I got you. It
Conundrum.
ain't no fan. Just turn on this fan.
What's that, Demon Slayer in the background, I think?
Nah, Hunter.
I'm actually, I got a list. That's after I'm done with the Cowboy Bebop. It's not too long. I'm going to get into Hunter. I just finished my Yu Yu Hakusho rewatch. I get super nostalgic when it ends just because I feel like I started it about 15 years ago, so.
You started Yu Yu 15 years ago?
Yeah, I'm sure it was done before, like Toonami. So stuff that was probably done in Japan was new to us. But
yeah,
I really enjoyed like that 90s style animation as well. Like they spent, I don't know, it's weird. So the technology is newer. I feel the same way about Dragon Ball Super, where it's newer. You can tell it's more technology, but it does not look better.
It doesn't look better. Yeah.
It does not look better. Dragon Ball is more aesthetically pleasing. Yu Yu Hakusho is the most aesthetically pleasing show for me ever. I just really love the way it looks. Like the least cheesy dub ever too.
Yeah.
Like when like when you think of a character's voice, either sometimes you think in like the Japanese where you're reading the sub, or sometimes the character's like the American voice you're hearing. So I don't know, man. It really hurt. Like the Dark Tournament arc is just like, man, that might be perfect writing right there. And it sucks because it ended so early because dude's so sick. Well, he just has that terrible back pain. But I was told that Hunter x Hunter is written by him as well. So I was planning on getting into that next. So the same dude that wrote Yu Yu Hakusho wrote that. So I trust it. I trust him.
There we go. Yeah. I started I remember, I first watched Yu Yu. Yeah, like you said, like Toonami. I guess this was like early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, not too late. Maybe like 2003, 2004 time.
Yeah, and I never finished it. I tried to restart it maybe late last year, and I don't know, it just started too slow.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I had to force myself through the. It's one of those shows like it's hard to rewatch something like Naruto or like even Dragon Ball unless like you're really just gonna stick it out because now that you're aware of how like cool it gets in the future, you're basically just sitting back like, man, I'm really looking forward to when things get cool in this show.
Yeah. So, I got you. But yeah, I would strongly suggest Hunter x Hunter. Like
Hunter x Hunter. Or is it not Hunter x Hunter? Is it just Hunter x Hunter?
I think
there's an X in there, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to say it though.
Shit, yeah. I mean, when I'm typing it, no one can hear me say that. So you're the first person to ever hear me say Hunter x Hunter. I won't be doing it again.
Now the world gonna hear it.
Yeah, the world's gonna hear it. I actually I thought about this just because I did a podcast, but it wasn't recorded. Video filmed in like 2018. I don't even think the podcast is up anymore. But said some regrettable things on that like I'm glad he doesn't do that podcast anymore. So I'm like, this is the first one where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be very cognizant of saying things. I'm sure you have I don't know what's the word. I mean, you probably don't even edit these, but I'll make sure I don't say anything incriminating or things you can't take back.
It ain't gonna be nothing I can't take back. So
well, I mean, it's just once I get talking about my feelings on the Jews and the Italians, you can't take it.
I mean, yeah, okay, so yeah, don't do that.
I'm sure.
Maybe I should, even though
It's gotta be really racist to call them Italians. That's specifically for racist people.
So that's okay. So you just called my dad a racist because that's how he says.
He says Italian, and your dad might be a racist.
I didn't know it was wrong until I was literally in my 20s.
Oh.
And I just thought that was just like how you were supposed to say it.
Yeah. It might just be an old head thing then, because like
that's
what whenever I hear it, it's like a dude significantly older than me or like I don't know. I heard Coley say it one time, but it sounded like he was joking. I don't think anybody really says Italians unless you're like 50 plus.
Yeah. Well,
maybe when I turn 50, it'll change for me. I'll start saying McDonald's in Italian. It just happens.
Yeah. So okay, I don't know if that's an old nigga thing or that's like an old Southern, because my dad is like from a very small town in Texas, and he's proud of it. So I just figured it was like an old South nigga.
I'm trying to think. Who do you think? There's nobody more proud of where they're from than Texas, man.
It seemed like it, or maybe New Yorkers. But
I have some theories and feelings about New Yorkers. I'm not a big fan of how they carry themselves. It's always if we were back in New York. And from what I've heard, I wouldn't go if you gave me a map, but apparently it's overpopulated. It stinks. There's a rat infestation.
Rats are huge.
Slums. People are living on top of each other. It's expensive slums.
Yep.
And the people are assholes. Where dreams are made of, apparently. Like, they pride themselves on being dickheads. Like, I'm mean. It's a New Yorker thing. Oh, you're just an asshole.
Yeah, it's like San Francisco, except the weather's better in San Francisco, even though it gets super cold. And then I wouldn't say people are necessarily nicer, but they're definitely like outwardly more weird. I feel like I haven't really like walked around New York like that. Like I've been maybe twice because I have family up there, but not since I was an adult. But yeah.
I would say I spent some time in the Pacific Northwest and kind of traveled between there and San Diego. But just the Western time zone folks are just a bit more easygoing. Even I would say like Southern people are the like serve you sweet tea and a slice of cake, and then when you leave say, I can't stand that motherfucker. Yeah. And then like in like the Midwest Northern areas, it's just when you walk in the house, man, I cannot stand you. Yeah. And then, like, in the Western, it's just like, we can roll a joint. Yeah. I don't know if I can. We'll find out if I can stand you. It just seems like people are happier the better the weather is. I've noticed like people in Southern California were happier, healthier. It was just like I've noticed you guys are beautiful and happy-ish. Maybe they're depressed on the inside, but they looked happy. Who's Corey? Like that Skuba?
Yep, Skuba here. Blank face Skuba.
What up,
Skuba? I was gonna say San Francisco is like, the white people they'll roll you a blunt, possibly slip a nigger in there, but just I don't mean it like that. Just you're my pal, bro. Yeah.
You are one, yes?
Yeah.
Pushing the agenda.
You would agree, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let me start the show, even though
You're about to hit record. Oh, it's already recording.
It's
Yeah.
already recording. Yeah.
Yep.
Did it pop up? Yeah, it should have popped up. I think it pops up every time you like when you hit.
No, it said it to me, but I didn't know if like did that mean like we're just rolling straight into it, like it's already started? Let's get into
Yeah.
it. All right.
You gotta show up real late to catch them when they're already into it. They be in here bullshit.
Can you show your face, Coward, or do I just have to look at myself? Which I don't mind. I do like looking at myself. So
Fucking Corey.
No, I'm trying not to upset you, bro.
it's too late for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm on deployment, like sitting poolside right now with a drink in my hand.
Where are you? Are you still in Argentina?
Mm-mm. El Salvador.
Oh, so there we go.
That shit's crazy, bro. Niggas worked for the same organization and just had completely different lives, like opposite lives, to be honest.
Okay, you're prior service Army too, right?
Of course not.
It's Navy.
Oh, you're oh, so it's like a personal. Yeah.
It's real hatred. Like this isn't like a from the distance wondering what it's like. No, I know exactly how his life is. I know exactly how his life
That's
is.
the thing too. Is we be like shitting on because you was on carriers and shit, and we be shitting on the way the niggas on like even officers on carriers that we like. Imagine that you could be stuck on a boat right now. Like
I don't have to imagine it. I don't have to.
yeah. So like, however good they had it, the officers at your squad had it, we actually have it better. Which I know, like, probably don't help.
Yeah, I mean that was you got to think, even on the boat, everybody's just like jealous of the way the officers are getting treated. So like, if the officers in the officer community, if they're getting shitted on, imagine how poor it was for us running out of food sometimes. They're like, you remember the rice for lunch? I'm gonna spin the block on that again. What you need pasta sauce for, bro? What you need the sauce for? Like crazy nuts. Like it was nuts.
Yeah,
Cans of dip going for like 30 a can. Insanity.
Is most of your food fresh though? Because you know you on the water, you fucking be catching fish and shit, or is it?
No. Nigga, what do you think this is?
What are you talking about?
What's wrong with you, man?
Catching fish.
What?
Nah, man. I mean, I wasn't gonna describe the food as fresh, and then I mean, yeah, no.
This nigga
Nah,
They don't let out.
fish,
They don't let
bro.
out them large nets for y'all boys.
no, sir.
Put-
We are.
Bro,
I'm
you gotta
like,
think about
sir-
this, man. You probably don't want nothing like.
I was about to say, like, the ocean's
nuclear
pretty
power.
fucked up because of the Navy. I'm not sure what I'd want to eat, depending on where you were. I'm not even sure I'd eat out of it.
I wouldn't want to eat no fish that was, but a carrier is nuclear powered, bro. Like them fish got all kind of shit inside them. Like
The first thing they tell you when you get to the boat, like as an introduction, they're like, okay, so here's the amount of radiation you're exposed to. Now, normal rates, they're just like trying to quantify, like show you the math on other things. You're just like, nah. I don't recall being exposed to it before this, so that's all. From start to finish, it's not. I'm not having fun, as some would say. It was not fun for me.
How long were you in?
4 very long years.
Oh, okay.
Very long years.
I got you.
But I mean, whenever someone asks me about it, it was specifically terrible for me. I wouldn't say the Navy's terrible. Some things I did, some things out of my control that just made a pretty 100% terrible. Like, got to go to Dubai, but then I didn't get to leave the base because I was in trouble. Like shit like that.
yeah, that's a your own fault there. I know it.
It was those tweets, Pele.
What about them?
No, I think that was. Is that what did you in? Okay, so real quick, because I haven't actually introduced the show yet. I haven't introduced the guests. I think
You can just cold open it with you talking about fucking fishing off a damn naval vessel.
Nah, we were. Did you see? Katie was. He's part of like a Twitter space. I think it's probably still going. That's what we opened with. He was in there talking about how he
Bro, I'm
didn't
not
care
gonna lie
about
to you.
fans' opinions to fans.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not find that nigga entertaining as much anymore. Like it was cool for a little minute, but now I'm like, I can't. It's not even I don't find him. I just can't keep up with KD's. Like he is very online. It's too much to keep up with.
Yeah,
What's his newest beef?
it was some random. Of course, that's what it appears. Some random group of dudes were like talking to him, and then they were like, they hosted a space, and he was like, "Let me get in there," and then he said, "Let me get in there and defend myself." And we only listened to like a minute or so, but it was like basically they were Warriors fans, and they were like, "Yeah, it bothered you that you thought we fucked with Clay and Steph more," and he was like, "No, it didn't."
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah, look, I will say that I do respect that he just put his feelings out there. That he's just like, fuck it, this is how I feel today. But
yeah, I was like, dude, don't you got a game later tonight? Like, aren't we playing Nigeria for the second time? Like tonight?
Bro, he'd be bored.
Yeah.
I hate to be what I would do with money guy, and I do appreciate him like because there's bad and good. Like sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's corny, but I don't know if I could be as rich as Kevin Durant and care what you people think, because I don't care now. Nigga like me just like might get you doxxed. Like if you really piss me off, like what is wrong with it? Like why does he care? I mean, he's a sensitive dude. I mean, it's nothing really wrong with that. It's just odd.
He's that's what's interesting to me. Like
that would be a hilarious use of his money though, if he just started just getting somebody to dox all that, the anonymous accounts, like some nigga talking to him behind like a fucking random player's Abby. Yeah, let me put my team on that. 35 benches.
Dario Saric season 158.
Or if
also like sensitive people, like why he's so good at what he does. Like he's like I would imagine sensitive people like it may be rooted in some type of insecurity. What is he insecure about other than like maybe do-rag and hair grease? Like maybe like
and that's a choice. Like
it's not alopecia. He just doesn't brush it. He's also balding now. It's a tough look. But I've never been as good at anything as Kevin Durant is at basketball. He's like one of the best employees in the world history. And he is not happy. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
As a fellow depressed guy, it's easy to see he's pretty depressed.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I respect it though, because he is a real person, and you don't see that a lot from athletes. They be on some bullshit.
Yeah, I appreciate it, but it's also thought-provoking. It just makes me wonder, like, obviously they say money can't bring happiness, but I don't even think it's money, but something's up. It seems to be, as much as he likes to say it doesn't matter, it seems to be like this NBA rank. Like I think he thought, the Warriors thing would like, I've got these rings, it's coronation time, and niggas was like, nah, it sure isn't.
Yeah.
And it seems to fuck with him.
I mean, it's like one of those things, for one, with money, like they say, money just makes you more of what you were. So, I mean, if he was depressed and all that, and he, didn't like himself, he was insecure, maybe it just made him more insecure, made him more depressed, which, like I said, I mean, sometimes it's funny, but other times it's like, like I would really like to know, like, like what's up. Also, I mean, I hate to make it dark, but I feel like if we ever get one of those, messages or whatever that like this player like committed suicide, or like I feel like it would be KD. So,
well, all right, slow down.
No, straight up. Like I mean, I don't want that, obviously, but I feel like if we ever were to get an alert like that, like I would see it like coming from him. So,
I would really hate to see that.
You said you would hate to see that, right?
Yeah, 100% hate to see that. No, I'm not wishing death on Kevin Durant.
Okay.
It's like one NBA player I wouldn't mind to see, like, I don't know, disappear permanently.
Chris Paul? Is it Chris
Paul? Hold on.
No,
he was tweeting about this the other day. Fuck, I forgot.
There's only one player in the NBA I have ill will.
Oh, it's fucking Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson?
That's who it was. Yeah. Reggie Jackson.
Is it the hair? Is the hair body?
No, that nigga got some hateful shit about Reggie Jackson. It's like,
are you just a big Russell Westbrook fan?
Not really. I wouldn't say that.
You gotta remember, he is an unfortunate affliction of being a Pistons fan. I gotta imagine that.
I don't know, because if I ever caught Reggie Jackson, all 6'3" of them in these streets, I gotta see what his hand's talking about. But if I ever caught Stan Van in these streets, I can't say legally what I'd have to show him. Stan Van would be in trouble if we ever met, though. That's all I'm gonna say. Stan,
I'm trying to picture a fight between you and Reggie Jackson. I don't know.
I'm trying to picture. I want to with Stan Van Gundy. I don't want to picture that one.
Stan got quick feet, man. Stan got quick feet. We seen him.
He does. He got a quick feet. Got a little handle on him.
Yeah.
I can just imagine Jeff Van Gundy on the call talking about in love. Never mind. He's just not a good person. I'm glad he was fired. I predicted him being fired this offseason because Zion would have left if he did get fired this offseason. Zion's still gonna leave, but it would have been quick.
You're not staying, bro. I'll tell you this, as somebody who is pretty tuned in to Pelican shit and Pelican fans, that fan base, the majority of the quote unquote fan base, like majority of people I know in New Orleans who got super excited about the Pelicans gave up on it quick when it didn't pan out.
It's a very unserious franchise.
It's not a basketball city. I don't know that it will really ever be without a championship happening.
Yeah.
From what I hear, New Orleans isn't a necessarily big market either. Like New Orleans is like a town
not a big
people visit, and like
yeah,
great. And the Saints have so much support they can trick y'all. Like not even like a negative trick y'all. It's just like it's not a big market. It's a pretty poor city too.
Yeah, it's the Saints city, and it's been a Saints city for so long that that's just the only thing that I think will ever be that big. Like because I think that is like what the imagination is that, if the Pelicans got like a same type of fan base and following, then they're in there. But I just don't know if that's ever going to happen.
You a Saints fan?
Yeah, I'm a Saints fan.
You've got some nerve talking about the Lions. Y'all niggas used to wear paper bags to the game.
Nigga, what? Wait a minute.
What you mean, nigga, what? I did not know you were a Saints fan. The nerve of you.
Bro, what?
Niggas won one championship off the motivation of like one of the biggest tragedies in American history. Y'all are a bad franchise.
And what the Lions got?
Why you bringing up old stuff?
Exactly. This nigga really talking playoff team like this.
Barry Sanders is better than any player to ever put on a Saints jersey.
He ain't better than Kamara.
What the?
All right. Sometimes you can't dignify certain things. You just got to keep it. Ain't better than Kamara.
Skuba said he looked damn good in his Drew Brees jersey. He's not going to hear anything to the opposite.
No.
At all lives matter, black and gold.
I do not own a Drew Brees jersey.
Let's back the blue Brees.
Right now.
Skuba is that
own a Drew Brees jersey.
Skuba is that Terrell. He's that Terrell Owens gift, crying about that's his quarterback.
You didn't get enough smoke for that stock image of a black hand shaking a white hand. Like that shit was nuts. He kind of slid past of the insanity of the year. But what the fuck?
He didn't get enough smoke.
He bought the $5 image.
But he didn't get enough smoke for it when he did it the first time around. Like that was not no new shit for Drew Brees. That's the thing. Like that was not no new shit. That was like the reason I think my mind was talking about the reason he said that when he said it was because he didn't got away with saying it before. That's him. Yeah.
Dude, are you familiar with the pyramid scheme he was a part of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very familiar. He's dumb, bro. Like he's not like
not a good person. That's what it is.
Yeah, he was just a good quarterback. Like that was it. And then
he was a good quarterback. That was like maybe 3-4 years ago. He wasn't no more. 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. He fell off. That second half of 2018 was when the big drop happened. 2017 was his last like straight up. I'm gonna be good all year.
I respect the franchise that cut bait early.
Yeah, and I said they should have, but it was more of a no. He won the only Super Bowl. Like that was pretty much it. And they were like, we have enough talent around him in other places that maybe we can see. Because if the no call doesn't happen, see now y'all got me doing this. No, never mind.
I was gonna say, don't start this. We can all talk about the no calls. The Dez dropped it doesn't happen if certain no calls don't happen. I mean, that's just okay. I will say it's the craziest no call I've ever seen. Watching it live was like, wow. I was like looking through my screen, like, where's the flag? What's happening? He hit him so hard.
I was in the Superdome.
Did you hear that? He hit that could have been a personal foul outside of like the passing. Like, he hit him.
Yeah, he hit him high. Helmet on me. Yeah. That happened right in front of me, and we all started cheering because we just assumed a flag was thrown. We was like, it must be a flag out here, right? Like that don't
drop
even look
confetti Philadelphia style.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, and then when it registered, everybody started booing, and they come over to PA and they like, say twins, we'd like to remind you not to throw shit on the field. And I was like, I wasn't even thinking about it then, but y'all gave me this fucking terrible towel. I'm about to launch this bitch. Like, That was ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
That,
I think
this,
their dude's
this
name was
situation.
John Johnson. Was that the dude's name?
No, it was Roby Coleman. Nikhil Roby Coleman or Bradley Roby Coleman or something like that.
No, that wasn't him that did that hit. Was it?
John Johnson was the dude who caught the pick on a play that also should have been flagged, but I think it was Nikhil Roby Coleman.
That was insanity. You guys lost the playoff game to Jared Goff.
We lost a playoff game to NFL refereeing.
Did you guys lose a playoff game to Kirk Cousins?
Oh yeah, I was there for that one too.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. That's tough, man. That Stephon Diggs play wasn't against you guys, was it?
Yeah, that was. You know when that was, dude. This is dumb. That was the day before I checked in OCS. I literally, I was literally in fucking Newport getting ready to check in the next morning, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and meet up with the people in my class. We're gonna go have a beer or something before we, check in tomorrow. And then that shit happened. I literally just turned all lights off in my room, called home and was like, I'll talk to y'all in like 12 weeks or whatever. And just went to bed. It's like, I can't fucking believe this shit. That was like, and that was the first one. That was before I didn't even realize we was about to do 3 more years of that painful bullshit. And then last year, literally the whole game pivoted on fucking Jared Cook's trash ass just fumbling randomly in the open field. Just like, wasn't even multiple people. Just got hit by one man and just fumbled the ball.
Yeah, he did.
And after that,
I was
over.
watching that game with the Vikings fan in the barracks, and he walked away. He's like, this shit's over. I was like, man, I'm gonna watch the last play, and I go crazy. He's like, quit playing, thinking like I'm trying to like make him come back, and I'm like, no, you have to see this. And by the time he comes back, it's just Stephon throwing his helmet, doing a pose.
Yeah. I think on that play I was looking for a flag to be done because I was like, this can't be legal. Yeah, something ain't right here. I was like, this kind of shit don't happen. And not in the NFL. This kind of shit just don't happen.
Shit like that, you remember like the crazy details. Like I remember both teams leaving the field and them having to send like randos to run the last play because they technically had to kick the extra point. Like that was just like, man, imagine being one of those 11 to have to come back onto the field. You already know what it is. This is tough.
It was if you look at the composition of the people who had to be out there for that shit, like it was literally just team leaders and people try to set an example. It was a bullshit. This conglomeration.
Nigga like me I'd have been in the showers, bro. This is crazy.
I think it was also random niggas who wanted to say they, got played in the playoffs.
Sure.
It's like, yeah, it's me. That's me out there. Get the Instagram shot ready.
Disgusting. Terrible way to go.
Awful. Over and over. It just keeps happening. I'm numb to it now.
It sucks.
So they're going to lose in a more spectacular way this year, which is
100%. Saints fans are my favorite Twitter follow too. So like when they're winning or losing, it's just hilarious. But they're like, no one loves their team. I think the way Saints fans love their team. Second might be Atlanta, and those teams hate each other. But that's a fan base. They are very passionate about their team.
The Saints literally affect the way New Orleans' economy goes on Sunday because after games, if they win, restaurants, and this is all across, this is not just like places close to the dome, this is across the city, go up because people will go out and eat and get drunk and shit. Like when I was waiting tables and shit, we was like, okay, if the Saints lost, we know it's gonna be dead tonight. But if they win,
when you were what?
We know it's gonna be in here jumping. I was waiting tables.
Wow, what a glow up.
I was waiting to find out if I got no OCS. I was like, I should do something.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Well, you did get an OCS. I fly playing. So maybe I should wait tables, see if that.
Yep, that's all it takes. That's a 2-step process.
Wait tables and watch a lot of Top Gun. What I heard.
Bro, I didn't see that movie either until
I've never seen that movie.
Never seen it.
I saw it. Pretty good. I saw it when I found out I got in because my recruiter.
It's overrated.
My XO was a Top Gun instructor.
Of course. Oh yeah, of course. If you were like with Jets and shit, yeah.
I remember. I don't think I was in trouble. I was doing like you were in the Army, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Navy version of an Article 15 is called Captain's Mask. And
Captain's what?
Captain's Mask. It's an Article 15, but they're publicly embarrassing you. So
yeah.
So the captain,
they kind of funny.
It's an old. Your captain's going to be an old dude usually, but I never imagined like that he'd ever done anything that mattered. Just because like it's like a 50, 60-year-old man at this point. He's like talking to somebody that was being like maybe on their phone or something like that. And he's like, "You've been shot at?" Like
Baylyn, yeah.
And then I realized, oh shit, he has flown a plane that's been somebody's attempting to shoot that down. I was like, oh man,
Yo,
what's
Doing
up, man?
good.
So what happened?
Wow.
What did he end up doing?
Oh, I mean, I think I ended up reading his page. He had just been a part of a couple of operations over there, but it was just surprising. I just never imagined that. I forget, like, these planes do get shot at by people. You could get shot down just because usually they're just not flying by, and people are dead before they ever saw the plane. No, they never saw the plane. They're dead. So, shouts out to the blue do-rag users.
you feel me?
I do.
Niggas in the building, you heard how to represent.
I know. Skuba has one on.
He definitely does. You just can't see it.
I don't.
Yeah, this nigga had to ruin the illusion.
No, because I'm growing it out right now. So
Dang, that's why I have it in a do-rag, because you guys cannot see what's going on under it.
Well, niggas is looking real field niggery.
Oh yeah.
Niggas looking real plantation-y right now under the silk. I hear it.
You really hate to see what's going on under this, but I'm getting braids anyway eventually, so it's like
It's lit.
in Russian.
bro, that's what I need. That's what I need to happen. I don't need Joe Biden to do anything. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I just need him to legalize braids and dreads for men in the military.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah, I'm not. But if he did, he would convince I could be swung. I could buy a vote.
That would make you stay in. You want to stay in longer?
No, I wouldn't stay in. I still wouldn't. But
We talking about serving the white man's army?
Yeah, specifically.
Man,
No.
shout out to my
Navy.
nigga.
We talking about
Oh, the Navy?
Yeah.
Fighting in the white man's war. Shout out all my niggas trapped in the armed services. You feel me? Fighting for their country. Shout out brothers. For me, trap your body, can't trap your mind. You heard?
I'd rather serve crack than serve this country. You feel me?
You feel
Again.
Again. I wouldn't serve crack again. But
Oh, man. Serve something a little bit with that had less jail time attached to it. You know what I'm saying?
sometimes I get that itch to serve a fiend, but just make sure I still got it.
yeah, just to see.
It's this thing. You gotta stay sharp, you know what I mean? Stay ready, you don't gotta get ready.
You never lose your jump shot, right?
That's a fact.
While you're riding
Muscle
the bike.
memory. Muscle memory.
All right.
Somebody's still surprised when when money ain't in his hand when he dap niggas up. He's like, oh, you ain't my fault, I forgot. I ain't doing that no more.
Well, now that
right.
now that everyone's here, it feels kind of weird. But it is 420. Anyways, it feels kind of weird to. Feels kind of weird to introduce the show now that we've been like an hour talking. But just to
Bro,
like,
you just skip it. You've been planning
well,
on
it's just
doing
nah.
this for
I mean,
like
I'm
30
not. I'm
minutes,
not
bro.
necessarily gonna introduce the show, but just like we haven't talked about any topics. We just kind of been bullshitting, which is fine.
Cold open,
Just
baby.
so, yeah, just to introduce everybody. That's the voice. Well, let's introduce our special guest, Pele. You guys already know Skuba and excuse me, and Baylyn. But yeah, we got a special guest today, Pele.
The nastiest nigga on your timeline.
That's
live Pele.
Relax.
Long
he's
live,
also known as that.
Don't say it, please.
long live Pele.
You said it.
Yeah,
Long
man.
live
I've been a
Pele,
fan
bro.
from afar for a minute.
Which I feel like is the opposite of his desires, but
Yeah. Same thing. Same way with Tyler, man. I mean, I feel like Tyler's still trying to figure out why we're here. I'm trying to figure it out too, but we here.
For
So
now.
I appreciate you joining us. Excuse me.
Nigga got that bug, boy.
That's that
No.
Delta.
Yeah, that's. I
That Delta.
found out I'm COVID free. I thought I was worried for a couple of days, but I'm good now.
bro, what a sick nigga. I just went to see what this nigga had tweeted recently.
Oh, no.
Need a lone retweet. It's a Photoshop of this
Who? What are you talking about? Pele?
Photoshop of Deshaun Watson in a Lions jersey.
Oh,
What a sick
no.
nigga, man.
In a line? Come on.
Damn,
That's a
motherfucker.
conversation for off the pod, man.
Yeah.
You tricked this nigga. It's an intervention, boy. Give up on them damn lines, nigga.
No.
He's like, no, I refuse.
He worried like every other Lions fan. I think the fear for them is that they leave, they really dead ass quit, and then all of a sudden the Lions 13-3 in the Super Bowl.
I would projectile vomit.
Nigga, they ain't doing that shit now. They damn sure not gonna do it when you stop watching them.
That's the fear though.
Do we have an
Stockholm
update?
syndrome.
Do we have an update with Deshaun Watson?
Bro, let's no.
We don't.
No, we don't.
He stopped posting on the gram for like 3 weeks. Now he just posting. You can't comment. He's just living.
He's living that Rachel Nichols life.
Jesus.
I wouldn't compare the two. I wouldn't say that, but their exile may be a little different.
But they both no, never mind. Okay.
No,
we gonna have to. There's gonna be a lot of like redacted.
Yeah. I would say Rachel Nichols rubbed people the wrong way, and
There
so
we
did
go.
Deshaun.
Oh my
I
god.
think
I see, man. That's why we don't do.
That's why I think Deshaun was trying to get rubbed the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he rubbed
Come
himself.
on.
Deshaun,
Nah.
yeah,
he did.
yeah.
He's I don't know. I ended up when I was actually in the Navy, kind of hearing about something, not like that, but it was a essay thing, and I kind of just got to the point where it's like, man, you don't know anybody behind closed doors. Like, I'm not giving a yes or a no. You kind of want to lean towards it probably happened just because you don't want to stop people from being comfortable talking about it. But I'm never gonna jump out and say that doesn't sound like him or he would never. I have no idea. Yeah,
I don't know that nigga.
I don't know that nigga. And from the sounds of it, I might not want to know that nigga.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
especially
But damn, that number 4 in that Honolulu Blue,
Yeah, man.
he can spin it. I swear he can spin it.
That's about it, nigga.
Yeah, man. I hope he gets help.
Yeah, for sure.
Enough about Deshaun Watson before they suspend him.
Who?
Let's talk about a less problematic nigger situation. Did you guys hear about 50 Cent mentoring the baby?
I
The
did.
most problematic niggas in existence.
So no, I think that it was like, would you let 50 Cent be your mentor? And
Yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind was, it's a resounding hell no. But the reasoning behind it is, niggas like 50 Cent get shot 9 times.
Yeah,
Which he did.
yeah,
Most people don't survive being shot 9 times.
for sure.
I don't want to be 50 Cent. Someone's going to shoot you 9 times and you won't get to rap about it. It'll just be die trying. No get rich. You'll just die trying. So, nah, I'm cool on 50 Cent's mentorship. Cool.
The first thing that came to mind, and I agree, wholeheartedly. I just think it's like funny, like, you know, yeah, we're gonna pair because he's supposed to be the baby or whatever. They're saying like, yeah, I look up to him or some shit like that. But it's just funny, like you put the most troubled kid in class with like, you know, the local drug dealer. So not the reformed drug dealer, but no, he's still on, you know. But the first thing that popped in my head was just like, Bomani says, it's like, you know, just like how some people are like better off without a daddy. Like, I mean, just because of who would be the one, like, you know, I mean, it's always better, you know, most times to have 2 parents in the house. But I mean, yeah, if your daddy's 50 Cent.
Yo, in a literal sense, like, he's trying to get his son killed.
Yeah,
like, this bad guy we're talking about. That's the other thing, man. Like,
exactly the same.
He's a bad person. Like, all jokes aside, like the stuff he does, like people are always like, "Oh, it's so funny, it's 50." I'm like, nah, man, he's a terrible person.
Yeah,
like that shit's not funny when he does on the internet.
Yeah,
he's not a good guy.
Like, you'll see
and I think his run was like prior to me really getting into hip hop. Like, I would say, Get Rich or Die Trying, I was no older than 12, and it's like, so his. Like the movie itself is like first thing I think, and then it's just like the internet antics, and it's like, nah, I think he's an asshole. That's that. He's got an unlimited supply of white tees, and he's a dick.
Unlimited.
Bro, he has every white tee that ever was made, bro. He wear medium white tees, man. I know you see him.
As big as that nigga is, he wearing them.
Bro, forearms. You gotta put that bitch on through his feet, man. I don't know how. What's wrong with 50 Cent?
Got a zipper on him.
Tell you what, though, he can produce him a TV show. God damn.
Shit, me. Y'all gonna watch that BMF shit? Y'all saw the
Without
TV for
question.
that? Hell yeah, I'm watching that.
What you
That
talking
nigga's
about?
a terrible person. That nigga he's making a TV series on Showtime and like basically like a dramatization of like BMF and Big Meech and all them niggas.
Free Big
He's
Meech.
making free Big Meech, free Larry Hoover, free Tookie, all them niggas. But
He dead?
Yeah, Tookie's dead. dude.
Very, very dead.
Rip Tookie, free Larry, free Big Meech.
I was about to say it.
Wow.
I was gonna say it. Shit.
If we were just gonna start
Yeah.
naming the dead guys the free, we were gonna
Free him. He was freed from this mortal coil.
What about you, Skuba? Would you want 50 Cent mentoring you at this point in your life?
Yeah.
I don't really know what he would have to teach me. From being perfect, like, what could you possibly learn?
I don't know. You couldn't be any worse of a person, so I'm not sure how you could really develop you. To be honest, you are 50
Yo,
Cent. Huh?
I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. Toxic, sure. Why not? But not that bad. Not 50% bad.
I think it's about opportunity.
People for getting shot.
Have you been given the opportunity to be that bad?
No, I will admit that.
Skuba does kind of remind me of Tariq from Power, you know, so
Oh,
maybe that influence.
Tariq a badass. I actually know that nigga.
For real?
What do you mean you know
I
him?
know him. His name is Michael Rainey. I know him.
Yeah.
Like, I watched him.
Everybody can
grow
read
up.
credits, nigga.
No, but like I legit, he lived down the street from me. No funny shit. Word of my mother. Nigga said everybody can read credits. No funny shit. He lived down.
Me
the
and
block
Curtis
from me.
Jackson go way back.
I'm fucking dead. Nah, no funny shit. My little brother almost smoked that nigga in the park.
Almost what?
Almost beat that nigga up in the
I
park.
thought you said smoked. I was like, whoa.
I had the good thing I was there. We wouldn't be no Tariq. You know what I mean? But
I feel
nah,
you. That's how I be feeling about 9/11.
where did he go?
Bro, there wouldn't have been no 9/11 if I was there. Y'all know that.
If you was on that
Everything
plane?
would have been different.
Nigga, how old were you when 9/11 happened?
I was 5 or 4.
Nigga built different, bro.
Nah,
you
you
would have stopped.
definitely tripping. You might not be as different as I am, but when you're built this different, like at 4 or 5, you starting to get a vibe for things. Like I'd have sent something not right. I'd have been out of my watch.
Same.
And I'd have landed the plane. Word to school
And
about
you-
landed that plane.
You done landed that plane?
Oh God.
Oh,
I don't know. I mean,
hear it, bro. Where were you, my nigga? Where were you, bro?
Preschool. So
So Scoop Pele hates his country. Wow.
I had to spin the block and serve it after not being there to stop 9/11. And I always regret not being there for what happened to Hawaii? I saw the sunken boat. What's that shit called? Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor. Bro, have you ever been to Hawaii? It's under the water still. It's like it's like you can visit. Yeah, it's still
Really?
like you can see a little bit of oil still coming up, bro. That bitch is just there. Somebody
I feel like
hit
that's
it
something
2
they
years
should-
ago. A boat hit it.
Seriously?
Bro, yeah. Well, I guess it wasn't 2 years ago. I've been out for 2 years. This was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but no, someone hit that thing. It's still there. It's
I feel like that's something they should take care of. Like that shouldn't be in the ocean still.
no, it's not like just a sunken shit. Like you can walk. It's a monument. Like I think it's almost like museum type. I didn't go because I've seen enough boats, but it's over there. Yeah, you can like walk on it. I think you can walk over it. I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's fire. Nigga sunk the fuck out there.
You know, just nice little grave site where between the ages of 18 and 30, hundreds of people died. No big deal.
You think Japanese people be over there and be like, yo, we violated these niggas or not?
Bro, they probably be like, we did that. I mean, there was some get back, and I disagree with the get back. That shit was nuts. But
nigga took it. America is the nigga that after you beat a nigga up and then you kick him in the head. And
he sleep, bro. He sleep. He sleep, bro. Get him up. Yeah. Yeah, they dropped 2 atomic bombs. Like 1 is too much. 2 is insanity.
Yeah,
bro. That niggas kicked that nigga and took his wallet.
Hey, Skuba,
and then forced them to be friends with him.
No, I'm gonna. Hey, if the mission was to drop that thing on somebody, you dropping it?
I don't think so, bro.
You lying like shit.
I don't think so.
I would.
Wow, bro.
what you signed up
What?
for.
It is your job, bro.
I mean, Honestly, in all seriousness, the worst thing I ever did job related that kind of, I wouldn't say it fucks with me, but I think about it often is like dumping stuff in the ocean to get off work early. It was like, all right, we're getting off, just get all the trash out of here. And the line to throw the trash away on the boat's like a 3-hour line. And no one's going to stand in that line. So, or like when you're testing the JP5, the jet fuel, you like have to run it through because if you kill a pilot, you're out of there. And by out of there, I mean prison, big time prison time. So, like whenever something goes wrong with the jet, they can find out what it was. Like we're gonna find out, like there's a check and balance for everything. So they're gonna find out what went wrong, and if it was the fuel, they're gonna find out, who would where. So when you're testing it, instead of like pouring it back in, or you're supposed to take it down to this area to have it tested, people would just check it and pour that shit into the ocean. I do feel bad.
Yeah, well, I didn't know where that was going to go, but I mean,
I was just thinking it's not as bad as the bomb Skuba's going to drop, but it's something I regret. I think I said I could drop.
I don't think we would ever do it. I just don't think that's.
We drop bombs all the time. What are you talking about?
Oh no. I mean nukes. I don't know.
Oh, I see people draw the line. Dead people are dead people. It's the radiation for you.
Yeah, I don't drop bombs. We don't carry air-to-ground missiles.
But no. Don't want 50 Cent in my life.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, I honestly, I've been trying to right the ship. I don't really know where to go next.
I think the next thing was, the thing that stuck out to me was, it was crazy. Somebody asked, is pussy overrated?
Oh yeah.
What a ridiculous! This shit is so stupid.
Who's yes? I want to hear the yes. I want to hear your reason.
Okay, so Baylyn will catch up. This is the whole thing. Just to start that, it's not the only reason I said that, because it's an attention grabber. That's not like the thesis of my statement. I'm not gonna sit here and try to prove why I feel. That's not how I feel. But it's an attention grabber, and
gotcha.
I feel like it served its purpose. But
this nigga need attention. Look at this grown ass man.
Anyways, it's not so much that I'm saying that it's overrated. I just feel like there's like certain truths. Pussy. We're not talking about diseased. We're not talking about anything. We're not talking about smell. We're just saying in general.
So you're taking all the qualities feeling that would make it bad away.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, I'm saying. I'm saying outside of that.
I understand the question. It's a layered question that involves context and nuance, though, because all pussies are not equal.
Yes.
That's for sure. I have had pussy that I was bored in, like,
yes,
not the best. But if there is a lonely night, I can't, like, if it's not diseased and stink, I can't think of a pussy, like, unless, like, the woman is objectively unattractive.
I'll read that.
Right.
Like, I don't know. As I get older, the down bad situations are kind of fading. But if I was down bad, there's no bad pussy. There's just better pussy to be had.
Just to catch you up, Baylyn, we're talking about the pussy. We're having the pussy conversation pretty much.
Pussy talk.
Boy.
So what I was saying, and what
chat.
Pele just responded to, I was saying, can we all agree that there's no such thing as, if we're not talking diseased, and we're not talking, obviously, okay, I'm gonna, maybe pass out from this in a negative way. Can we agree that there's no bad pussy? Like, what I mean by that is, you ever gotten in some and been like, you know what? Actually, there's something else that I'd rather be doing.
Someone else.
Okay, now let me differentiate that from bad sex. I'm not talking about bad sex or boring sex, but I'm saying the feeling itself.
Vagina. Literally, like, this is the worst vagina I've ever had.
Yes.
I would say there's such a thing. I would say there's
I agree with Hurricane on this one.
Okay. So starting at that baseline. Okay, so it's not so much, I don't have an issue with it because it's like, I'm very big on you know, whatever makes you, you know, feel good about yourself, as long as it's not hurting other people. You know, I'm not a hater. I'm not Skuba. But and as Pele said, and I agree that there's different levels. Like, you know, there's only been one time that I've gotten in some and I was like, you know what, never mind. And that was not because of the feeling, or there was
sensation.
it wasn't that. It was the young lady's reaction as we started, and I was like,
Hey man, you're not about to be telling me about you being too big. Keep it pushing.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
I split her in fucking half, dude.
No. It was. I'm saying it was just like, I don't know. I guess you hear more girl, but you ever said something to somebody and like they reacted like too excited about it? You're like, you know what? Never mind. Like, I was about to invite you to go out to eat, but the way I was like, hey, we're gonna have some girls over. The way you responded was like, actually, you know what? It'd probably be a good idea if you.
I did.
I hear you.
the whole
double entendre. Yeah.
The whole
so that's the whole. But beyond that, like I've never. Okay, so since we established that, my whole issue is just, you know, there's no, or you'll hear women say that men will fuck anything, you know. I'm okay. I've been drinking a little bit, so I don't want to. Okay, you'll hear women say that men will fuck anything, and that, you know, like a man, whatever, you know, niggas be coming in socks and all this shit. Yeah, niggas don't have standards, but at the same time, will say that, you know, their pussy is so amazing, and I'm not saying that it's not, but at the same time, like, if we've already established, or if you've established that men are dogs and men will fuck everything and men blah blah blah, then how can you so confidently say that I'm the shit?
What does that say about you? You know what I'm saying? If you out here fucking all this trash, what does that make you? I hear what you're saying. Not
necessarily that, but it's just it's kind of okay. Let me take it to another level. Like I said, I've never been opposed. Whatever you want to flex on. Whatever makes you happy. But I've always felt like a woman who brags about the amount of men who will want to sleep with her is sort of like a man bragging about the amount of women that will let him pay her bills. Like, it's like, you know, of course. I mean, I would expect, like, and we can get into the other, because I was talking about like women incels, and one, if they exist,
wincels.
They do.
Yeah, and if they existed, how scary that would be.
They do.
They definitely
so. I know that kind of.
I actually had, before we move on, the topic maybe branch off to something, maybe a question for you guys. So, first things first, I wrote it down. Since we're just making a hypothetical dream world, so no stink, no STDs, is condom sex pointless?
It is, because Feeny
like, other than like I mean, even I'd say trust in your pullout game, just no STDs, no smell, like no danger to my health. It's condoms pointless. I vote a resounding yes.
Yeah, dog, condoms are pointless.
Especially now, you know, with Plan Bs and birth control.
Yeah, but that stuff still has an effect on it. Like, I don't like it, but like, if they are adamant about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the follow-up I had was it's back to the pussy quality. So obviously, you know, there's tiers to this shit, but does low tier pussy get made up for with elite head?
Yes.
I like this question.
Yeah.
Because
we established there's no bad pussy.
Right.
But average to lower tier pussy with the fi head, that's a combo.
That'll make that, you'll fuck around and find yourself in a relationship over the head, bro. You'll fuck around and find yourself.
And that shit crazy, because my wife not even gonna understand that my girlfriend has to come first when the head is that good. But
yo, you just gotta understand, she suck a great skin off a grape, my nigga.
Yeah, my girlfriend
she do
comes
things
first.
You can't.
Yeah,
you do things you can't, bro. She'll swallow your kids after you have them. Like,
I don't get the answer I expect. Not always, but I sometimes ask the bros, like, do you remember the best pussy you ever had? Because I vividly remember. And sometimes dudes say no, and I'm like, no. I vividly remember the time I slid in something and was like, whoa.
Wait a minute.
Like to the point where like I've been in some other pussy and thought about it to get it over with. I swear to God. Like I'm in some shit and I'm like, it ain't happening.
See, that's what. Okay, so let me talk about this. Okay, so the girl you're thinking about.
Yep.
Okay, everything, because this is what I'm saying. Like, this is how I feel about, like, there's no such thing as bad pussy. There is a such thing as bad sex.
Yes.
And I feel like, you know, not only does that have to do with, you know, the activity level of the other person, you know, the unselfishness of the other person, but then also like how well you connect. I'm not one of those you have to be in love. Huh? No, I'm not saying you have to be in love for it to be good, but I'm just saying like because I know what you're talking about, Pele. Like, you know, I've been in some situations, you know what I'm saying, where everything was cool, but then, you know, the rest of it, you know, the conversation, hanging out, everything else like fell off, and then eventually.
Yeah, but you're just talking about the chemistry, just the chemistry between two strangers. I mean, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't, but the chemistry is very important to the quality of the sex, most definitely.
For sure. Yeah. Like I know for a fact I've had terrible pussy. Like I know I can remember who it was. That's why I'm like, yeah, there's terrible pussy because I know who it was.
Matter of fact, we got to double back. When I lost my virginity, I didn't come, and I thought it was because I was elite, and that's not why I didn't come.
It's because it's bad.
I didn't come because that pussy was bad. Yeah. I think that's the one.
Unpack this. Let's unpack this. Like I understand like the concept of like, okay, because like I always think whenever this conversation comes up, I always draw back to the fact that like niggas don't fuck anything, but niggas really don't be having like certain niggas don't be having standards. I don't want to speak too generally. Certain niggas just don't have standards. We all know a nigga that's like, yo, fucking pussy, you feel me? Her ass fat.
Turn the lights off.
Turn the light off. We all look the same in the dark, ass nigga. Who among us hasn't taken down their fair share of dubs before? We've all had a one that's like, hey, look, it's been 6 months.
Come on, man, we moving on. We know.
We say you're my man.
Enough is enough.
Triggering my PTSD, man. I've been here.
Let the nigga breathe. Baylyn, goddamn.
Chill on me.
But it's like, I'm my fault, brother. But you feel me? So like, of course, you're going like, I would say the reason why it was bad for me is because Shorty, it wasn't even like Shorty was later. It was just like I didn't feel nothing. Like I was more amped about taking it down than I was about being in it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, because I met Shorty off of Twitter. It was like the first time I ever met someone on Twitter, so I was gassed off of that. And I was going up the strength like, yo, I'm taking down the followers. She liked my tweets and I'm beating it. But it's at the same time like, yo, this is not memorable.
How do you do that? What do I have to tweet to do this?
Not the shit you've been tweeting, nigga. Not the shit you've been tweeting.
It's funny he said that though, because I often say this. The only thing possibly better than elite pussy is new pussy. It's something about the hunt that gets me. Not the literal hunt, but like the achieving, like, man, I really want this. And then when I finally get it, like your pussy has to be very bad for me to be like, especially when it's a highly attractive woman where you're like, I can't even believe I'm in this. Like me? Who'd have thought? I'm in this shit. So it's like your shit would have to be super whack or super uncomfortable because like the chase is like, man,
that's a top 5.
It could be any nigga in this world right now, and it's me. Damn.
It's a top 5 feeling.
Yeah, new pussy is, it's that. Yeah.
And but it's got to be. It can't be. This is the difference for me, at least. Can't be fell in my lap. Has to be like I specifically wanted.
It's got to be organic. Gotta be the old organic chase.
Yes. Wow. Don't piss on them.
Okay, so Skuba, could new good pussy be bad the second time?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, it can.
Well, it could be the sex could be bad. I don't know if the pussy could be bad.
Nah, it could be like you were super hype. Like finally I'm in it, and then the next time you like,
The thing, that's the real thing. It's like, honest to God, it's like you don't really know. Like that's always if the sex is just okay the first time, I know I'm not going back. But you don't know whether or not you really have good sex. I think until like second or third time. Because first time you're just so fucking hyped to be doing it that it's just like, hell yeah.
All right, we can move on after this because I know there are other topics. But if you when did you know you were good at sex, or when did you realize you weren't bad at it anymore? Or did you ever know you weren't? Or were you ever bad at it? Or did you
Niggas
like?
about to lie. Niggas is
Well,
Niggas about to
lie.
lie. Niggas is lying.
Of course.
Yeah, this is
I just want to see. I want to see where y'all gonna lie, so I can throw away mine.
In this situation, it's either you lie.
This was a fucking thread, bro.
That's the
This was
definition.
a Twitter thread today. I swear to God, this was a Twitter thread.
That's the definition of throwing a grenade.
Man.
So,
It's been thrown. I'm not gonna dive on it, but I'll be able to tell your story based on what you say.
So my man jumped on the grenade. He told everybody he couldn't get it off for 3 weeks when he was fucking this one joint. I couldn't believe it.
I started the shit. I think I'm the oldest, so I'll go.
Wait, who said that? Who said they couldn't? What? Who said that? Somebody said that.
What
Who
happened?
said that?
All right,
This nigga hearing things, y'all.
I wouldn't. Yeah, no, I was. There was a second ago where I was like, we about to start drinking down here for real. So like, we was trying to decide what we was gonna drink. So I had tuned everything out for a minute.
All this nigga heard was dick not working. It was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Let
me see. Yeah. When did I know I was good at sex? Let's see. I never really questioned it. I've been working on that assumption, and nobody has really told me different. Like even when women be like, put me on blast because they're mad at me and shit, they have never gone in that direction. They'll say a lot of others is terrible.
I can tell by the way Skuba kind of dodged this one. I can't get in my bag. I thought he was gonna get in his bag, but if this is what we gonna do, I'm not even gonna get in mine. If this is what he gonna do, because he talked about he ain't never think he was bad on it, and that's just cap. It's a damn lie. So I'm not even. If we gonna do this, Skuba, we can move on. If you gonna lie,
I got irrational. You gotta remember, I got an irrational amount of self confidence. So like, I just
okay. I do agree with that.
Skuba got main character syndrome, bro. He think a camera crew nigga do this shit in the office where he look off and look at the camera and ain't no camera there, bro.
Bro, I do not do that shit. What the fuck?
I feel like it led me and Skuba to the same. I'm so insecure when I thought like I was like not good at it. I was like, I can't go out like this. I'm not gonna be the guy you throw in the group message like you won't believe how terrible bro was. So my insecurity led me to like. I wouldn't say perfecting my craft, but trying to just getting a good amount of practice.
Effort.
I have absolutely just dropped off terrible dick before. I have a very specific memory.
Oh, lazy dick isn't the same as being bad at sex though. Lazy dick. Really, lazy dick is for anybody I've fucked before, depending on how I'm feeling. Like once I'm in there and you know what I'm capable of, it depends on how I'm feeling from here on out.
I did it first time. I took a girl home from a party, and so we fucked the shit. It was midday because it was like, all right,
El Salvador?
The year shit. No. This was in Dallas. This was back in Nashville. So I take this girl home. It's like middle of the afternoon. We fuck or whatever. We go back out, which was red flag number one. We wasn't just posted up for the rest of the night. And then like 4 hours later, she fucked a different one of my friends. And I was like, you know what? You're right. That was not my best performance. Like straight up.
Not bringing the heat, bro.
That's funny too, because your ego was hurt, but you had no reason, no right to be mad. That's funny as hell.
No, yeah, exactly. I was like,
I'd have been sick as fuck, but I'd have been like, damn, I'm sick that I'm even sick. Why am I feeling this way?
I think I was in my feelings about it for that for like I don't know, probably a couple weeks, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is.
You brought this shit up years later. You ain't never got over it. You were in college 10 years ago.
It's just, I mean, if I was really mad, I don't think I would tell the story if I was really still mad about it.
I mean, that's the way I get my pain on.
Nah, you different. I bottle trauma up. That's the correct way to deal with it.
Like a man.
I
Yeah,
would say that I think sometimes
you will never know no shit that truly hurts me. Nobody was not really close to you will know no shit that actually could be hurtful to me.
Get a load of John Wick here, his secret of life. Get a load of this guy.
Nah, you know a shitload about my life. That's the thing. I don't keep my life like super secret or anything. I just the trauma stays inside. I'm not an expressive ass nigga like that, you know.
What about you, Cam?
Skuba grew up in the South. We learned how to. It's a different type of bob.
You let that shit turn into heart disease like a fucking man.
Yeah.
You put the pain right in your arteries.
There we go. That's why the food's so good. Put the pain in the cooking. No, but I was just gonna say I feel like sometimes lazy dick gets talked about in a negative, but I think sometimes it could be you're actually showing love because like sometimes it could be okay. I'm not really in the mood for this. I'd rather do something else. But it's not about me.
Man.
It's not about me. It's about you. You know, this what you want. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm chilling. But you know what? I'm not gonna be selfish, and you know, I'm not gonna say I got a headache, and I'm just fucking. But I'm just, you know, I'm not here for me. This is, and then you know, because that's
I've said that. I've literally said that.
You ever pulled up, ate that pussy and dipped?
Plenty of times. That was my only option. Why are you bringing that up? I told you that.
It wasn't no dip. Maybe that was some relationship.
Hey man, if Young Thug can do it, I can definitely do it.
Hey bro, I told you that in confidence, bro. I told you that in confidence.
My fault, man. Listen, when you told me that, I was like, we connected on that. I was like, if you pull up, eat pussy and dip, this is my brother for real. Cause
like, I can't get down like that.
Ain't nobody in this room out eat me.
That's a lie. That's a goddamn lie. You lying on tape, nigga.
Nigga, take the do-rag off and put a fitted on. You full of cap. I can't believe you said you can out eat.
You wearing a do-rag and you wearing a Who's really
I can't. Why can't I wear my do-rag? You think a nigga named Corey can out eat me? Stop.
I never claimed to. I don't.
You right. Yeah. Corey not a real eater. You're not a real eater.
That life you just described. I'm not about that. I'm not a drive-by. You talking about nigga? What?
Leave the car running. I'll be right back.
Nigga, fuck the car, nigga. You ever did that and had to catch a bus, nigga?
Nah, that's what the fuck?
No, nigga, that's y'all, bro.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah. Niggas remember, public transport don't work like that nowhere else, bro.
Yeah, York, bro. Like public transport anywhere outside of New York is a sign of poverty, bro.
Nigga, it's no sign of poverty. It's just everybody poor here, nigga.
Yeah.
All right, but the drinks just got here, so I'm gonna dip out.
All right.
But I look forward to next time. We'll be back when Pele comes back.
I'm
told you my shit was airtight.
Huh? Oh no, I didn't even hear it. So we can honestly, we could run this back. I don't give a shit later.
I'm here for that.
This is drinking time.
All right, brother man. Holla at you.
If Baylyn takes a swig of an alcoholic beverage, I'll go get this Sailor Jack.
I don't drink no more, but I'm about
this
to
Sailor Jerry. Oh, pull up an 8 and a Phantom. If you drink lean.
You said lean? Damn, Officer Pele.
Would you know where I can find a marijuana cigarette?
Where can I find the loud? Hey. Where is that loud? Nah, nigga.
This might be the perfect time, bro. This might be the perfect time to take a break because I need to plug my computer up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna call y'all back. Okay.
All right.
Who's the star of Cowboy Bebop? What's his name? Is that like
Spike?
Spike. Okay. That's like he's like a detective,
bounty hunter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I think it's 90. It's only like 25 episodes. I'm on like episode 5 or 6, but so far so good. I don't even think they've collected a bounty yet. It's just like it's kind of funny, a little bit of action, pretty good storytelling. I enjoy it. That outer space future type deal. So,
are you into RDC World at all? Have you seen like any of the anime houses or anything?
I've seen like a few more clips than anything. I'm aware that they're very good and those some talented fellas. The YouTube algorithm, man, you'll tap in to see like one thing and then your suggestions has you watching like fucking scammers being exposed. I'm like, how did I even find this? So I know it's there to check out. Like I've seen some clips of like a couple fights between characters. It's pretty entertaining. I fuck with RDC.
Okay. Yeah, because I was saying that's like what got, because like before the pandemic, I had only seen I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
I watched like Naruto when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't really I saw Yu Yu Hakusho like we talked about earlier when I was, like around like a teenager or whatever. But I hadn't really seen too much past that. Those skits, the anime house skits got me like, so I watched Hunter x Hunter. It got me wanting to watch what was it? 5 Deadly Sins. That was a little too much. 7 Deadly Sins, yeah. It was a little too much because I saw like the first episode, and then like the dude is supposed to be a grown man who he looks like
I saw like 2 seasons of it. It was It was one of those situations, if you've ever seen a show that it's not even bad, just like there's a break in watching it and then you just never get back to it. It happened with me with The Walking Dead, thankfully, because it got bad anyway. But sometimes you stop a show just because something in life comes up and then you never pick it back up. Yeah. So I didn't leave it with a bad taste in my mouth. I may pick it up again, but it wasn't too bad.
I just don't get. I mean, maybe. I mean, obviously, it's a different culture, but it's like, is pedophilia like okay over there? Because that's what like threw me off with 7 Deadly Sins. I'm like, yeah, I can't. You know,
who's the child?
That was fucking the dude with blonde hair. Like I only watched like 1 or 2 episodes, but in the first episode, he was like kind of like doing like some creep shit with the girl.
I know you're talking the giant girl, right? Or no. You're talking about the princess looking girl. Like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, they're both adults.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, it was. I don't remember what it was, but there was something that was like, okay, I'm good because I think
I've got my theories on the things the Japanese anime writers like. They're extremely racist, and it seems like they're not too fond of themselves. Like I've never, to my knowledge, seen a main character that looked like them. And they draw like Mr. Popo, like in hindsight, is just some blatantly racist shit.
Absolutely.
The only black character in the show, like Hercule kind of looks black, but his daughter's white. And his name was Mr. Satan before like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Only dude with an afro goes by Satan, and then Mr. Popo literally looks like blackface with the that shit's nuts.
Yeah.
Fire show. Yeah. Sometimes racism be hidden. That's why it's undefeated.
One of our earliest episodes with Roby and fucking Jim Jam, we got into how fucking racist Dragon Ball Z is. There's like a good video. This I think he's like a comedian. It's like black comedian did on but yeah, like you said, all like the purpose because like I grew up thinking fucking Piccolo was black, but I mean all the characters who were like purposely like okay, this is a black person. All of them are super offensive. Yeah, it took me a minute with Mr. Popo because he always came off like Indian to me, which I know is not, what I'm saying, any better. But I didn't like,
Piccolo, even if the Namekians are black, they suffer bad fate.
Yeah,
all that. So
sure. Piccolo pretty much is like the male mammy because he's just raising Gohan and he gets killed over and over and shit like that. Yeah,
he's literally raising Goku's son just like a slave would raise.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough when you really take a step back.
Yeah, and I know like we talked about in a different way, just like the fucking World War II and shit. But like what you were saying, like it is weird. Like at least all of the ones that I know, like in anime and shit like that, the heroes are pretty much white dudes. So I wonder if anyone has like dug into like why that is.
The first two that come to my mind are Goku and Naruto. They both have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
No one in Japan looks like that.
Yeah. I mean, like in Hunter x Hunter, but they kind of just look like white kids. Like they are like a little bit more. You could like Gon gives you like a Asian little, but I mean it's not distinct, is what I'll say. It's not like a distinctly Asian, savior that I can think of. And I wonder if the two are like connected.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if that was like part of the treaty or whatever, the unconditional surrender. You have to. It better not be no negative.
You will never be the main character.
Yeah,
that's tough. So about Liz Cambridge.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I was gonna do like a moment of silence or something for her and Candace.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
We could take 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. So yeah, thoughts. You have any thoughts on I will say like I'm trying to figure out like how to get Candace's 2K cover. That's the one I want. Hopefully it's a regional thing because she's still on the West Coast, right? I know she's not with the Sparks anymore.
Plays with Las Vegas now, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully.
No, I don't think it'll be a regional thing. I think they'll all be available. I know like the Rui Hachimura one is regional. Like you can't get that here. Did you know there was a Rui one?
No.
Yeah, he got one over in Asia. But
okay. That makes sense. That makes more
I
sense.
think Australia's gotten one before too, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think I'm getting the game. I'm pretty disgusted with like where 2K has gone. But if I were to get it, it would be the Candace cover, just to support and because like I've been in love with Candace for as long as I've known. To be honest.
Yep.
Now about Liz, if I could like think of a perfect day.
Yeah.
You remember like Kobe's schedule, how like he'd get up and practice twice?
Mm-hmm.
So here I am at 6 a.m. and I'm just taking post work, drop steps, elbows to the chest. She's finishing all over me.
Yeah.
She's calling me a little bitch. She's saying I'm too small.
Yeah.
Then we get done after maybe an hour. I go hit the showers. And then we're right back to it later that night. More violent post work. Just taking it. Nothing even sexual, man. Just I want that elbow. I want the drop step. I want to get pushed.
Yeah.
I want to try to post her up and I want her to send my shit. Like.
Right.
And then when we're done, I want her to punch me in the fucking face.
Yeah.
And I'll just smile and she'll leave.
The way I see it is like, you remember like how Ali's, he was so great that his sparring partners like would get famous and they would get like, it's the same way. You just want to be part of the journey, you know? So I feel like, that's a bad job. Like I helped her get to this level of greatness.
I would, and I've like, I don't think I've got any takes on like being anti-gold digger or women getting dudes with money, but I don't even think WNBA players make that much. And I would gladly be a WNBA husband. I'd be out there screaming at the top of my lungs. Yeah. Go Liz, go Bay at courtside, annoying WNBA husband.
Yeah. Yep. Fighting motherfuckers in the stands. Absolutely.
And it's crazy too, because not only does she deserve the world, she does it and then does it with an Australian accent. It's like, you gotta, girl, stop. You're gonna make me act up. She gonna make me act up. She continues this. It don't make no sense. It's not. I mean, I've had this take. I guess I'll give it here. Did the WNBA bring bad bitches back? Because I feel like there was a lull for a second. We were just like, I'm not attracted to anybody in this league other than Skylar Diggins. And now I can't, like, there's at least, I think every team has like at least 2 women. You're like, they're like objective pretty. Yeah.
I think that's one of the, I'm not going to say, it might be controversial. One of the good things that came from last year and like that, or the woke movement or whatever is just like, you know how like the WNBA stepped up and like they put their face in front, like, you know, these women were leading the charge. And I think that not only came, you know, the social movement and, you know, the awareness, but also you got to see more of their faces. You're like, wow, this is okay. You know, like I was going to support this anyways, but now it's like, you know, it's just another reason to do so.
I think it went hand in hand too as it's no mistake. Like obviously the NBA was pushing their players to support it, but I think also just hearing NBA players like tell casuals, like you couldn't beat these girls. Like these girls are very good at basketball. This is a different time. They are very, very good at basketball.
Right.
So I think like the respect level for the game has gone up. Like it's a couple things happening at the same time, but I don't think real sports fans were ever in that like women can't hoop bag, but like the dudes that think like I could shoot 50% in like the free throw in the NBA, like you know, guys that think they could guard the smallest guy in the league or something like that. Like, you think you could beat like Liz Cambridge can beat everyone in that Discord. She probably gives every unverified dude on Twitter buckets. Yeah. Like even an NBA player bucket, to be honest. Like she's very tall and she's very skilled. So like Maya Moore is amazing at basketball. Like and it's getting better too. Like the women that are coming up in college, like I don't know. I think we're gonna be seeing I don't like the lower the rims things. Like the girls are dunking now too. It's happening before our eyes.
Yeah. Straight up. Fucking speaking of WNBA players, future WNBA player, I'm not gonna get her name right. But you know the little girl, little black queen.
Oh yeah. Future WNBA. Put some respect on her name. Future NBA MVP.
Yeah.
She is.
Bro, yeah. I'm like, you know, like most of the time you see clips like, oh, okay, you know, this kid really good at basketball, blah blah blah. I was like, whoa, no, this is like she's fucking styling. Like it don't look like. It looked like
it's past like. Oh, she practiced, and I don't like. She clearly practiced, but like this is a gifted individual. We're like, no, this isn't like some normal shit. Like this isn't. I got the gym and put in work. It was like, no, I woke up today and realized I could dribble 4 basketballs on a unicycle, and then I won the spelling bee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was
It's-
listening to some.
man.
Let me get her name right. But I was listening to some
She has
interview she
it's a
did.
French name. She's from Louisiana. I don't know if it's Baton Rouge, New Orleans, but you know how those people down there have those French. I want to say her last name was like, it's like a 2-part name. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm not even gonna guess. It's like a 2-part name. Like maybe a hyphen.
Yeah. Hold up. I'm horrible at multitasking. Zaila Avant Garde. Yeah. She's fucking monster. Yeah, but yeah, the interview
She would beat both of us in one-on-one, and I don't think people understand that. There are children now. Like, I don't know. Have you ever been to the rec where like somebody brings their little dude that plays AAU, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like when he grows for it, he's gonna be the best player in the sport.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they end this making her dribble for white people tour sooner than later. Like,
Right.
stop. I hope she's at least getting a bag for it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
yeah.
God,
Where's the sponsor?
Pretty cringy if it's just dudes clapping in the back saying, "Look at the black girl dribble so many balls." But if she's getting paid from that, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I think she's got 2 or 3, maybe even more Guinness World Records of fucking So she's just gonna rule the world soon.
Yeah, I'm already ready to like be under her whatever tyrant she becomes, where she's the queen of the world, whatever she decides to do with us. It's when the time is right, she'll do it.
There you go. Yeah, or just let me know where to sign.
Her and the Chinese battling for the world power. They don't know she speaks perfect Mandarin. She cracked.
Yeah, man. Hold up. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
We did bring up Candace Parker. Did it hurt you that she got pregnant by Sheldon Williams?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't even like grown, and it hurt me. Like I clearly legally could not have been with Candace Parker, and I was like, him?
Yeah.
No, Sheldon Williams.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know his name if he didn't. Like he's literally. He went to Duke. He's a bum.
Yep. Hey man, yeah, it's
he didn't deserve that.
Yeah, I never feel like more of a hater than when I remember that, because
He married her too. Yeah, what the fuck did they? Whatever.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's I think it's kind of
her mistake. I used to think she deserved me.
What'd you say?
I used to think she deserved me. But I don't know, man.
Yeah. So this kind of, we kind of touched on it for a second. Baylyn was calling them incels, but I brought this up in the Discord, and I seriously, man, I'm not connecting this to Candace Parker. Who am I to disagree with her decision? But I
disagree with her decision.
let's separate this because I'm not trying to call Candace Parker incel. But so, do you think that women incels exist? And if you do you agree with me in saying that? And I know that it's a very high bar because men, because of power and all that stuff, can easily be more destructive and all that shit. But I just feel like a woman incel, like it's scary to me to not to say that men incels aren't, but a woman, but a female incel, because someone made the point. I think it was I don't know if he wants me to put his name on it, so I'm not going to. But one of the guys,
we'll just call him Jack for
now. Yeah, Jack from he has a very long beard, and in the Discord was saying he was saying that women, he was basically saying that no, he doesn't think that they exist because women are more willing. Because the thing with men, with regular incels, is that they're not willing to lower their standards. Like they feel like they deserve this type of woman, and then when they don't get that type of woman, then they get upset, blah blah blah. But he's saying like women are more like they're more willing to lower their standards. So and so my response to that was, okay, but let's say there's a woman who is willing to lower her standards and she still can't find anybody. Then let's so
man, I think this is one of those things. I'm gonna get to your question, but you ever seen something on Twitter where somebody's like, yeah, man, cancer patients with this type of cancer die, and then somebody comments, well, actually, my grandpa, where you're like the 0.1%, where you're like, okay, I'm not talking about your miracle, man. Like, you
right.
So it's like an involuntary celibate woman is like, I think you just be hard pressed to find like involuntarily, because like, man, I've been on Tinder and seen like women with nubs, bro. Like someone swiping right, and again, like handicapped people or people with disabilities deserve love as well.
Right.
It's just, I know men. As a man, I'm gonna say I think I know us decently well. They're the horniest man is gonna fuck with them.
Yeah.
I think you'd be hard pressed to like find a man like that. Like incels aren't. I don't think they're not fucking because of their standards. I think incels go hand in hand with like how society has kind of moved us from a person-to-person interaction, more ironically computer to face or texting. So I remember vividly when I was younger, dudes in the Facebook messages or what was it, Kick and MySpace and stuff like that. I never even had MySpace, but dudes would like be able to pull girls via text or know how to speak to them, and then in person get nervous.
Right.
And I just think like there was just a breakdown, maybe generationally, of like being able to communicate with women. I don't think incels think they deserve Rihanna. I just think even if they got in front of like a BBW at the bar, they still freeze up.
Hey, what do you mean by that? What?
A BBW? No. What do I mean by? Listen, I told you the last podcast I did. I said things I shouldn't have said. Man. I'm trying not to go down that path again. You know what I meant by that. Though. So a woman incel, as I feel like it would be like a what's the word here? An outlier. But a woman incel,
that's scary, right?
I wouldn't even know. I'm trying to think like what would the circumstances be?
Right.
Like,
yeah, like nobody will fuck. Like, come on, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. Even just the thought is scary because, like you said, like we know dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would say the closest, and I mean this with all due respect, I feel like the closest thing you could get to a woman incel is like someone who's transgender but didn't like do like still rocks the beard or something like that, or like whatever choices they're going with appearance wise, like, and even still like that's some dude's thing. But like, I'm just trying to think like I can't like there's a man out there, right? Like whether it be like financial instability, uncontrollable horniness, like paying for pussy is never going out of style, but dudes will like blow a check on it, bro. Like rappers pay for pussy, poor people pay for pussy. Like, pussy's got some value, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've actually got my thoughts on pussy's actual value, but we don't have to get to that today.
Is it? It's not going. It's not.
Or its lack of value, to be honest.
See, that's what I was. Okay, we can talk about it. I mean. We could, because that's like
its lack of value to me is
okay. Look, if while you're collecting,
I don't.
Okay, you got it. I said if you're still collecting your thoughts, I can go. Because
I didn't. I wasn't trying. So I was. Sometimes I get like my thoughts or my like it's like paraphrasing or piggybacking off of like something I heard and agree with. And I used to listen to this show called The Black Phillip Show. Patrice O'Neal did like a podcast, pretty good, like a radio show type podcast. And he said that women like make their pussy the prize.
Right.
And throughout my interaction with like, so you're going through this chase, like you're showing her you're funny, you're competent, you're cool, you got some charisma, I can dress, I got a nice smile. And you do all this for the prize of some vagina. Right. And then when I get said vagina, man, like now it's like, well, are you gonna reciprocate everything I put into this to get this prize? Right. Like my prize was my kindness, my friendship, like my ability to converse. Like my friends think I'm cool because we're able to do these things. And sometimes when you make that the prize, you end up kind of short selling yourself because that's how you end up with somebody just hitting and leaving. Right. So I don't know. I think if women put more value at, like, and I'm just a man speaking in women's business, but if women put more value like in even just like if they put less value in sex, because I think we're just we're just animals. I don't think sex is that big of a deal. Like I enjoy it, but I don't think it's like oh man, like I can't. I'll wait a year for it. It's like it's just sex. Like children are children, STDs are STDs, but when we're just like good old casual like safe sex is like that's not that big of a deal, man. And I hate that people make it the prize or like something to achieve because it ends up being a letdown for both parties a lot of time where it's now you've given up what you thought was the cherry on top and the dude's like, well, there's nothing else to offer. Your friend looking pretty good. She makes me laugh. So I don't know. What's up?
No, I'm saying like I'm with you. That's kind of like another layer of what I was trying to say earlier is like if we can all agree that there's no such thing as bad pussy, then women who have more to offer, I mean, everyone has more to offer, but women who present like and work on the other things like personality and all of that, it's like it's another level. Because like if we've already established, if we've already established that there's no such thing as bad feeling pussy, as long as then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's kind of. Say again.
I'm gonna need that Pink Panther for life. I'm not gonna hold you.
Right, for sure. That's not. Yeah, this is not a I hate pussy episode at all. But I'm just saying, like, what you like, it's you got to have something else to it because it's like no matter what, you know. And I do kind of wish maybe that'll be the next episode. We can get a lady on here to kind of like because I can't talk about dick. I've never had it. I've never it's not my thing. But apparently. There is bad dick out here, Now I'm saying I've seen, it does seem like we talked about this before. Like women are more willing to put up with, at least outwardly, at least confess that they're willing to put up with some things that I've never seen a man outwardly confess to putting up with. Like I've never heard a man say, that she didn't brush her teeth for 7 years, and then the 8th year was the, So, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you. Like it's like I think that's just like comes with wisdom, comes with growth. Because when you haven't had it, when you haven't had sex, then it's like it's the biggest thing. But then when you get it, of course, you still want to keep doing it. But the more you do it, the more you understand. Like it's not the end all be all. Like I still have to hang out with you. I still have to eat with you.
Would you agree that men, I wouldn't say I can get any pussy I want. That's just not true. But if you said I need you to have sex with someone by the end of this month, I can make that.
For sure.
So do you think men that could generally get sex semi-often, do they stay in relationships with women they hate? Because I think a lot of dudes don't leave relationships out of fear of just like, this might be the only pussy I can get right now. Like
you said, you think a lot of dudes feel that way or don't?
I think a lot. Like I remember, man, vividly, like when I was around a lot of married dudes at the old job, a lot of those dudes hate their wives.
Right.
Like in those situations, maybe they're staying like for the financial or like children, but it's like dudes that believe like if this ends, there's somebody else that I believe can make me happy. I don't think they stay in relationships with women they hate very often. Like those divorce or like break up with you before I put up with like your sex can be amazing, but someone else has amazing sex. I'm sure of it.
For sure. Or maybe it's a tier below, but I don't have to put up with the other stuff. Hey, I completely
women do this as well, by the way. Like I don't like if you got trash dick and you ain't shit.
Right.
Like I can see, nobody's staying with that.
I mean
hey man, I ain't gonna
no, I'm just saying.
Listen, actually, no, man, don't do that because again, this is me in women's business. But a woman's favorite line is everything you weren't. But when you was with me, this shit was fire, right? It was the best you ever had. And now things ain't going right. My dick little, I don't brush my teeth, my drawers got shit stains. Well, damn, what they say about you?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
women
date 5 years.
Who you dunking on? Yeah. No, I'm just saying like that's the thing I don't get. I mean, because I understand. So to a certain extent, I get it because there is less men walking around. If you're a lady that has standards, there's even less men. I mean, we're talking about numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like how many niggas is in jail and men die at a younger age and all this shit. There's more women, there's more able-bodied women walking around. So I get that there's a numbers game, but at the same time, it's just sometimes it's kind of a mind fuck because like I said, women will say, okay, I can have any man that I want. It's like, I mean, you can maybe have any dick that you want, but what are we talking about? But then at the same token, say that, like most men are bad at sex, so it's like, what are you kind of flexing on? And then,
I mean, it's a not hypocritical. It's a contradiction. It's a bit of a contradiction and a conundrum. It's the 6 song and dance we play where it's just, if we would all just agree, hey man, sex isn't that big of a deal. We can move past that and get to, we should be better people to each other and date people you actually like.
Right.
Like, I think a lot of people end up in relationships with women they don't even like because I just slid up in this pussy and I wanted to keep fucking. And I listen to my girlfriend. I don't even know how this happened. Like, if sex wasn't a big deal, I think, I don't know, it's like, I guess maybe it's on us to like, with this patriarchy thing, like, because we definitely shame women. Like, there's like, no shame in fucking a lot of women, and a girl, like, even me personally, like if somebody was like my wife, or if a girl that I was interested in, like said, before we do this, I've slept with 200 dudes.
Yeah.
Listen, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm too insecure for that. I will admit it. I am too insecure for that.
Right.
I don't know why. It just is what it is. I'm not saying, like, now, if, I don't know, but on the flip side, if you told a girl you slept with 200 women, she would feel away. You don't tell a girl you slept with 200 women, though. Yeah. You don't say something like that.
Yeah. I would just say, like, nobody, I mean, I've always had the policy, and I was going to comment on this a little bit. I've always had the policy, I don't ask questions. I don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a judgment thing, but it's like, if I don't want to know and I don't need to know, which when it comes to that, the only thing that I would like want to know was like, hey, if it's like my boy or somebody that I know, then I would. But beyond that, I don't give a fuck. Like, as long as
I think that's not. I don't know. That's not a male trait because women do it too. It's some type of pain we crave. Like, if you ever heard like the dude gets cheated on, he's like, but did you suck his dick? He's like, right. Like, why do you want to know the answer to this question? Because it's a resounding yes. Yeah. And it's like something about I don't know. So like you don't want to know what you don't want to know.
Right.
Like, you don't go. If you're going through her phone. Yeah, you're already down bad because that means you're very insecure, and you're gonna either see what you don't want to see or not find what you don't want to see. Like, there's no right way to go about being that insecure. Mm-hmm. Admittedly, insecure fella, but I don't go through phones or ask body counts because why would I want to crush my own heart?
Exactly. Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah. One of the things I found, like, when you have the inkling to go through the phone, you pretty much already know what it is, like whatever it is that you're worried about, like that's you're already lost, brother. Yeah, if you're going through the phone, it's too late. You might as well just try to cut your losses. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to ruin your week's already. You ain't got to ruin your month, my man.
So let's get to this finals talk, man.
Okay, yeah. Let me start it off by saying I'm not gonna say fuck Chris Paul because it's too strong. Because I don't care that much. I don't care that much about him. Like I subscribe to there's a thin line between love and hate, and I don't hate Chris Paul because I don't care.
I don't know the guy to hate him, but I don't agree with his get down.
Oh, absolutely not, And I think it would be hilarious, even though I would feel bad. I would feel kind of bad for Book, even though I feel like you're gonna get back here. Yeah, it would be hilarious.
Russ ain't never been
lose. Say again.
Russ ain't never been back, and he ain't going back. That shit kind of happens where you're like the young team made it, the young guy made it. And you're like, no, that was it, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're right.
I don't want to. So I really like Giannis. I've always liked Giannis, and part of it was I remember it was like 2015. I told the guy, I was like, bro, this dude's gonna be very, very good. He was like, nah. But my thing is, like, always with those super tall, like, I want to see how you move. Right. Like, how do you move? And like some guys his size, like there's no grace with their movements. They look like they got used to being tall like a year ago. But like I remember just like the weight didn't matter to me. I think he was actually shooting better back then, but it was just like, nah, man, look at the way he moves. Like the dude's like 19. And so I felt like I called my shot there. Like, ooh, I predicted a first round pick would be good in the NBA. So that, and he just seemed like a super likable dude, man. Like he embraces his Nigerian heritage, even though he's from Greece. You He's very close with his family. It just seems like he'll get a movie one day and it'll be great.
Mhm.
And on the other side, Books from Michigan, Monty Williams, his bounce back story. I wouldn't have been mad with whoever won if Chris Paul wasn't on the roster. Like if Chris Paul was hurt, I would have been like, I would really be able to enjoy it because I'm rooting against the Suns. But I would really be able to just enjoy these games as just a neutral fan if Chris Paul wasn't out there. He hits dudes in the nuts and he's a flopper, which really grinds my gear. The hitting dudes in the nuts is like, as a man, if you've ever been hitting the nuts, you would never do that to another man.
Yeah.
He's done it multiple times.
Yeah. If it ain't life and death, then there's no excuse. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would, so it'd be hilarious if they lose the next 2 games. And
he's playing.
I would hate that for Book because, like you said, there's no guarantee. But it would be hilarious for me for Chris Paul.
Well, Book is already stamped. Like, no, ring or not, he stamped as like he entered that next year. You have a couple 40-point games in the playoff. You have a 40-point game in the final. This ain't even the bubble, man. This is he's showing up and showing out. Yeah, it's the first ballot Hall of Famer point guard, assistant coach, head coach, GM, 1 through 5, Chris Paul. Yeah, I don't know. Niggas told me he was supposed to be the MVP. Yeah, so seeing him lose is gonna warm my heart, and he's gonna lose. By the way, that's the craziest thing. This series is over. I think it was always over though. Like the Bucks losing the first 2 games, I really attribute. I was like, man, are we gonna act like this nigga didn't snap his leg in half? Right. We gonna do this? Like he's far and he's the second, first, and third best player in this series. Like depending on what he's giving, he's the best rebounder. Bro, Giannis is a great passer. Like. The no bag internet section, like, why don't like his driving kick game is improved where it's like he doesn't really have the greatest handle, but if he can turn that shoulder on the defender where like the whole defense has to collapse on him, it's not his fault he's kicking it to fucking Jeff Teague, man. Like no one signed up to kick it to Pat Connaughton. Like you hate to see it. So I mean, I think he could average 10 assists a game, honestly. Yeah. Just driving kicks, man.
Hey man, that's the one.
If Drew Holiday's gonna go 4 for 20, maybe he won't average 10 assists a game. But if Drew Holiday can just give you 35%, 30% from 3, my God, Drew, just please show up. It's like Pat Connaughton, you know what's up?
No, I'm saying I'm with you. Like if Giannis gets like a little bit of help, you know what I'm saying? Then I asked this question on Twitter earlier, but it was if Giannis wins this ring. Would you say that it's more impressive than Kawhi's Toronto run when they won the title? I would say yes. Like it's kind of splitting hairs, but I would say yes just because I feel like Giannis, him being like we knew Kawhi wasn't at 100%, but we literally saw, it didn't look like we were worried about Giannis, like, oh man, is this like gonna fuck him up for the rest of his career? Like that wasn't even 2 weeks ago.
The screenshot of him, like, with the picture of him in the locker room where you see the leg sleeve and how swollen his knee was, like 2 days after, you're like, I don't think he's gonna play in the finals. I didn't think he was gonna play. Yeah, it wouldn't like if they was like, no, we're shutting him down, like he needs some off-season surgery. I'd have been like, sounds right. So it looked like Willis McGahee-ish. Like I thought he tore it all up. I was terrified. Yeah. So the fact that he's weight coming, he's a like dudes that big. Yeah, like Yao Ming. If you go back and look at it, was very good, but dudes that big can't do that. Like you're gonna break your feet. You're too heavy. Like Giannis is, I don't know, man. He's a freak of nature. He's
absolutely.
Look at me, freak of nature. Double entendre. Don't even ask me how. So no, I don't know. I don't more impressive. I don't know if it's more impressive. I would say he did it with the worst team. Yeah.
And Kawhi wasn't scoring like this in the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that he had a bad finals, but I feel like, it was more collaborative as a team what the Raptors did, at least in the finals. Kawhi's always going to have that game 7 against the Sixers for sure. But I mean, Giannis is doing this, 40 points, back-to-back games in the finals, coming off the injury, that block. I know Kawhi had the shot, but that was in the round before.
I think this question, like 15 years, if we're still here because global warming doesn't take us out. Right. Or COVID. These things end up not mattering because, like, I always as a LeBron stan, I think, and I don't even do this, but I think LeBron stans, my fellow stans, like tried their hardest to always like make people remember, man, the context with that Warriors ring, the first one, where they're like, hey man, like Kelly Olynyk tried to kill Kevin Love, and then the starting point guard broke his kneecap. I didn't even know you could do that.
Right.
So, I mean,
and he still got 2 off of them.
Yeah, I mean, bad, but then like farther it goes, bad breaks happen, man. Like no one could have predicted Kevin Durant's Achilles falling off the bone, or Klay Thompson dunking. When does that happen? And then he blew his knee out. So I mean, it just shit happens. I think even in this finals, you know, Anthony Davis and LeBron being hurt, or Kyrie Irving turning the ankle, James Harden's hammy. So I mean, I think in the future we'll just be like, both those dudes got rings, because the context kind of fades and it's just who won. Yeah. Kawhi's run was that shit had some magic to it for sure. And I think it was these teams actually kind of mirror each other, where like you saw them like take that step. Like unfortunately for the Raptors, you're just gonna keep running to that brick wall called LeBron. It's not gonna happen. It just wasn't gonna happen. He was never gonna lose to the Raptors. Right. They named the city after him. They were calling that shit LeBronto. It was out of control. So I think like Giannis did his took his lump, got, you know, I think Kawhi gave it to him real good. I think did Boston ever give it to him? To Giannis? Who? Because I think it was a first round loss or a second round loss, and then another second or a conference finals loss. Like I know he's had some tough playoff endings though, and it was like, you know, you take that L, you bounce back, you take that L. Now it seems like this year, they just seem mentally ready. Like him and Chris have they've been embarrassed, they've been humiliated. Like what Scotty said, Giannis has no fear of being humiliated, and you know, Chris and those guys they've sat through a summer, been told like number 1 seed for real. Like they've been through that. So and the Raptors matter of fact, I think the Raptors had a number 1 seed and lost to Bron. So I think both of those teams kind of are very similar, where they have clearly a best player, a surrounding cast, and have been through some lumps, and now they're ready to take that step. The Warriors lost because I think if Kevin Durant, even on the one leg, plays, that series is over. I just vividly remember that first quarter where like he hits that first 3 and you're like, yep, that's it. And then, you know, he blows his shit. But this one right here, I don't even think it's going to take an injury. I just think people think the Suns are a better team, and I'm like, sure, but Giannis is that much better than everybody on the court.
Yeah, I think the Suns, like especially the last game, maybe the last two, is like it just shows their inexperience. You know? Like Bucks, like the Suns at their best may be a better team, like overall, but you know the Bucks have been there. You know what I'm saying?
They weren't ready. The Suns team with like maybe 2 or 3 years of playoff experience don't lose game 4. Right. They don't lose that game. Right. But I wouldn't even say the moment got to him. I mean, Chris Paul has done this before, man. This is his MO in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, he's choked before.
This is his MO. Like he's blown a 3-1 lead before. Like this is nothing new. So I don't hold on 1 second. Okay. I don't think it wouldn't be shocking if they took this L, but it also wouldn't shock me if like next year they win the conference finals too. I mean, Cam Johnson's good. Mikal Bridges is good. Book is book. Like this roster is I didn't even mention Aiden, but Aiden's very good as well. I think Aiden's one of those dudes where like it's not gonna happen, but if they like shipped him off somewhere and he just started averaging like 25 and 15, you'd be like, whoa, and they'd be like, yeah, man, like of course he can average 25 and 15. It's just not conducive to the Suns winning. So no, I think that team's fine. I mean, you know, the CP3 curse. I want this back to go in the air, but I really don't like that dude. Like, you remember how 50 felt about Ja Rule? Yeah. Just really don't like that guy, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. From what you hear too, he's a God-fearing man. He puts on for HBCUs. Apparently, he's a great guy. Yeah, but
it's the way he plays. Yeah, it's like
he's got this little man syndrome, and he's taller than me. I'm just like, damn, man, like something's I don't know, man. Yeah, but it's like to answer your question, I would say they're probably equal, to be completely honest. I don't think there's one, but like Giannis with that block ended up getting like his Kawhi's shot hitting every piece of the rim and going in, and now Giannis blocking DeAndre Ayton's alley-oop from the free throw line not being turned around. You're like, okay, because you have to have a moment. Like part of the championship run is like the moment for the 2016 Cavs is the block or the shot. I would say 2015 Warriors would be. I don't even know, man. That series was bad, but Iggy winning the Finals MVP is also nuts too. But I don't know. I just feel like a good playoff run always needs like a signature moment, and they both have that as well. He hasn't even won the Finals yet either, but assuming he does, I would say they're very, very, very close. Very, very close. I don't think Kawhi gets another one either, and I think Giannis does. I don't think Kawhi gets another one.
I think Kawhi is close to retiring, to be honest. I think he's just tired, done. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't he? Because I think he had ACL surgery like last week or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I thought it was very so. I remember watching the game, and I'm just like, well, one, my problem. I have a couple problems since we're on the topic. One, the Clippers are the only team in the league not obligated to give injury reports, and it's fucking annoying. Like Kawhi just sitting on the bench, and they're just like quad. I'm like, well, what the fuck's up with this quad? Because when everybody else is like, or like they're like knee injury, and he's just sitting at the top of state like Sting. Like, bro, like clearly this nigga's hurt. Can you tell us? Every other team has an injury report, and they don't. And then it comes out after the season, his knee's torn up, and it's like, bro, that's against the rules. Teams are like subject to injury reports, and it bothers me that Kawhi and that squad get around the rules somehow inexplicably. And then the knee blowout where it wouldn't shock me if he pulls an Andrew Luck, but it
wouldn't even be an Andrew Luck though, because I mean Kawhi's played plus 10 years. He's got 2 titles, or
plus 10 years in the NBA to like 6 in the NFL though.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, you know, he's
okay. You're talking about this career success. Yeah.
So
well,
like,
I was just saying, like, in terms of their person, like, because I'm thinking when Kawhi retires, like, he deactivates his gram, and we're just like, where's Kawhi? And he's like, I have no idea. No one's seen him in 2 years.
I feel like Kawhi's gonna have like an Andre 3000 kind of retirement. We're just randomly
picture him in San Diego, just like sipping a Starbucks. Like, I don't know, just
like nigga, I appreciate
Kawhi that just aren't interested in this. Yeah, like he's very good at basketball, and he's not interested in anything else that comes with the NBA. I'm just very good at basketball. I love hoops, but I don't want to talk to you. I've always thought I'm gonna jump on I'm not a doctor, but I'm gonna diagnose people. I've always thought he had like some sort of social anxiety or something. Like whenever I hear him speak, it always reminded me of the way Derrick Rose speaks. Who like I was just like, there's no way that dude doesn't have like a social, like he does not like speaking in front of people. It was very obvious he was uncomfortable. Yeah. And Kawhi doesn't look uncomfortable. Well, like he doesn't really make eye contact. He keeps it short. Like he doesn't want to do it. It's very obvious he doesn't want to do it. I don't want to assume it's like something mental, like anxiety or whatever people have when they don't like speaking. He just isn't. You can tell he doesn't like it. He doesn't want to do it. He's here so he won't get fined. So I don't know, man. If he retired early, it wouldn't shock me. I hope he doesn't. I really enjoy watching him hoop, but it's the second time. Because did you hear about like what came from his camp? How like the Clippers told him it was framed, and he went and got a second opinion, and they told him it was torn. So it's the second franchise in a row, or second franchise in his career that he's like said I'm hurting, and they said you're not, and he's like, nope, I was actually hurting.
Yep.
So he never played for the Spurs again when they tried to play him. You remember they locked him in a room with Tony Parker and the guys, telling him you need to step it up, and he's like, my quad's off the bone, fellas.
Yeah,
I don't even like you niggas like that.
Yeah.
So Kawhi never playing for the Clippers again would not shock me. I would lean towards it. I don't think it's going to happen. He seems like the type where you get to fuck him over once, and send me to Toronto, send me out the country. I'll come back with a ring. Wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Like I wouldn't be surprised. You know, we don't see him to the middle of next season, if that. And then isn't his contract coming up soon?
He can opt out this summer.
Is it this summer? Okay. Yeah, man.
This summer. And I don't think he's playing next season. Like wherever he signs, I think it's gonna be just take the year off, buddy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, bro, he's limping every season now.
Right.
He'll still dunk on you and then limp back on defense. It's very odd, but I don't think there's ever going to be like a healthy Kawhi Leonard again. I just think that those days are over where there's no 82 game seasons in his future anymore. Which, I mean, 82 games is a lot of games anyway, but I don't know, man. End of the road doesn't sound too far fetched, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. He's got his titles. He's got his money. You know, he don't. And I just felt like, Kawhi. Like, we're not gonna have Kawhi would be the last person I would imagine having like a KD presence on social media. You know, like Kawhi does not give a fuck. Like
Bro, that nigga deep fried a picture with Obama. Bro.
Yeah,
He don't care. That's just crazy. I mean, the thing is though, he could get maxed out again, and it's like,
right.
I don't think he can walk. He can get maxed out one more time, and it's like, that's too. It's $200 million on the table for Kawhi. Like, knee injury or not, it's $200 million on the table. So I don't see him leaving. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if you can come home, get in your bed, and look at the wife and say, "I'm cool on $200 million."
Yeah.
Go get your ass up. Like, so, like his family doesn't know he hoops. He just said he turned down a contract.
Right.
At Best Buy or some shit, wherever they think he works.
Yeah.
So
Kawhi would be like, I think he may be on like the short list of like athletes that I actually would want to. I would want to interview, but at the same time, you know, I guess I would want to like for him to. I would want him to want me to interview him, and then just like because he, you know, and then I don't know. I could be disappointed. He's just like a super uninteresting guy.
I think dudes dudes like that, man. I bet he's fucking hilarious. I bet he's the funniest ever. Like not even like the awkward funny. Like I think he's fucking funny as hell. I just don't think he like wants to interact with strangers. It's not that crazy when you're like doesn't want to interact with strangers. He wants to go to work and go home. His teammates are the people like he probably fucks with like the teammates he fucks. He probably has teammates he doesn't fuck with or doesn't speak to. But I don't think it's as odd as it seems like when you really think about it. You're like, man, he has a job. He's very much employed, and he doesn't want to talk to us. He doesn't care what we think. Right. And when you think about it, I don't disagree. Yeah. I don't disagree. Yeah. He doesn't owe us charisma or, you know, like he's given us some legendary moments accidentally, but by being a very fun guy. But no, I mean, even like the way his teammates interact, like the way Serge fucks with him, man, like it's no way like behind closed doors this nigga isn't kicking it. He's definitely a smooth dude. Yeah. From what it seems like. But it's something about sitting at that podium with the camera where he's just looking down like I don't know. I wouldn't say that. Not really. Yeah. That's his favorite. I wouldn't say that. I swear, bro, I've only heard him say that. That's his favorite word. How do you think you played tonight, Kawhi? Good. Good. All right, man. Thanks, Kawhi. I hate that people try to chalk it up to the death of his father why he doesn't want to talk to us. I'm sure he loves hearing that every time he decides like, he's not like, oh yeah, my dead dad is the reason I don't feel like talking to you guys 12 years later. Or you know, I just don't like you guys, man. Because you guys bring up my dead dad every time. Right. Exactly. Or fucking Michelle Beadle. That shit was great. Yeah, that was I'm glad she kind of fell off the face of sports news after that because it was like she was one like line away from calling Kawhi boy. Like she was out of control, man. What's wrong with you? We're talking about basketball, first of all. Like, it's a big deal. We're talking about basketball. Yeah. He doesn't owe you anything. You could hang him up today. What are you guys talking about? Her and Skip acted complete fool and Skip up like spinning the block and being a stand. It's just like it's all fake, man. Are we, okay, quick thing. Is Skip the best troll ever? I mean, he's got to be in the running because, I mean, I don't get it. I do, but at the same time, I don't because it's just like. How familiar are you with like the YouTube community? Because I'm not too deep into it, but I know some of the famous guys. Are you like up to some of the like the streamers and YouTube people? I mean, you ever heard of that dude Flight 20? His name's he's been posted like by Bleacher Report. He's the dude that says like, "Look at Curry, man, so inspirational." Have you ever heard? Oh, the light skinned dude. Yeah, with the neck tattoo. Yeah. Well, like he's clearly trolling, like acting like he's not very intelligent, but he's committed to the shtick. It's like, oh, he's. It's just like. Between him and Skip, I've never seen somebody more committed to a shtick where it's like, man, people inside the reporter community like know Skip has a talented pen, like he has sources, and then he gets on national TV and does that. Yeah. It's just something that you gotta, Trump, Skip, legendary Tommy Lauren,
you know,
nah, she wasn't committed enough to the troll for me. I think Candace Owens is more
Candace
trolly.
Owens, yeah.
But also, okay, are there racial undertones? So like Skip, like whenever there's something like outwardly racist, like he'll be pretty sympathetic, always has the right take, and then he'll pass it off to like whatever African American is in front of him and just I hear you, I understand you, and I like everything you just said. Like that's his go-to forever, like whenever there's something going on. But on the flip side, like he's made a career of just like bashing black dudes irrationally.
I just say Skip, just like Stephen A, they know their audience. You know what I'm saying? They haven't made all the money they've made like on accident, you know, so they know how to play to their audience. So, but it's funny because like you even hear like Bomani will say about Skip that he believes everything that he says. I don't know, like I haven't heard him say that for years because I mean he hasn't been at ESPN for years. Skip hasn't, but. So it's like, I don't know if it's just like old guy. And I mean, I know like a part of it, he has to know that, okay, I'm playing this up. I'm doing this. Like, it's like I compare them with like Floyd Mayweather with Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what they're doing. Like, I mean, a percentage of it may be their like actual personality and actually how they feel. But, you know. It's
definitely entertainment. It's entertainment.
Yeah, but he's definitely up there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he's entertaining.
Yeah.
At times, like I can't. I
used to watch the show.
Question the route he's taken and like how like I don't know, like in the culture where like things are like kind of broken up and like, hey man, you can't do that, or I don't even want to say it's canceled. It's just like people are more aware of your past doings or like your current doings. Like, hey man, I don't think what you're doing is right, and someone needs to speak up. And I don't think the way his get down, like. He affects like these like this. You're talking in front of millions of people. Like these players feel that, man. They see what's going on. That's not cool to get on TV and hear somebody say because you missed a free throw, you don't got it or something. Like this.
Right.
I don't know. I don't even like sports debate shows, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, me neither.
Takes is not. I like analysis. I don't like takes. Yeah. I think Tim Legler should have his own TV show. By the way, I don't know why he's not on TV. After like he's on at 1 p.m. with Scott. Van Pelt. Like just giving the best analysis you've ever seen while everyone's asleep.
Yeah, I think he just don't want to deal with the bullshit because that's what sells. You know, the hot takes and shit sells.
He's an NBA player. Like Tim Legler played in the league, understands it, and he be on at 1 a.m. That shit's nuts.
He's just chilling. He's Tim Legler. He probably the smartest. He don't have to deal with none of the bullshit. He just gets in. You know, he can look at himself in the mirror at the end of the day, getting a nice salary.
Didn't sell his soul. I guess you're right. He has not sold his soul the way Kendrick Perkins couldn't wait to.
Yeah. I can't talk about Perkins without getting upset because it's just embarrassing.
I said today, I was like, man, he needs to open up a barbecue spot and sell some pit bull puppies. He needs to give up on NBA analysis. It's not for him.
Yeah.
He can't even speak coherent sentences, man. Goose.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like with him, it's not even like funny. It's just like it's like you guys just hired a caricature. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on at ESPN. The ESPN I grew up on with the ticker or the rundown. Like you wake up, you're like, oh shit, it's the same ESPN I went to sleep to. They're just running it back. It's not the same, man. I don't know. I don't know what. I wonder if they're making more money. I don't know if it's Disney getting in, but I don't even like check in. I'd rather check Bleacher Report than turn on ESPN.
I still listen to Bomani. I like.
But he's a podcast. Like that's on the podcast app. If he left, I can't think of anything. Yeah, like it would kind of be like the Tyler leaving a Barstool thing, where it was
I'm only here because of you. Yeah,
yeah, like. I don't fuck with nothing else here.
Yeah.
We out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Let me know where to send the check.
Since it's been a year, actually, I actually have to go semi soon. I want to finish it up on this since it's coming up on a year. How did it go down for you switching from mixtape to the transition we've made now to Patreon and stuff? Like, how did it? Like, do you remember what it was like? How everything unfolded?
I was like worried a little bit because it was just like, what's Tyler gonna do? Like I knew like, okay, I'm gonna support like whatever. Yeah. But it was like, kind of how many people are gonna do it and what's gonna be next. But I mean, he was like, yeah, like I remember. I feel like I started following him before I even knew he had a podcast. Like he was just saying funny shit on the timeline, and then I was like, oh, okay, I like the podcast. Oh, okay, Coley's cool. But then, yeah, when Tyler left, like I unfollowed pretty much everybody. Like I not that I even Coley, like not that I have an issue, not that I had an issue with Coley, but I just didn't want to associate
Same, by the way, same.
Barstool. Yeah.
No, so I guess I asked that to eventually tell like how it was from my perspective. So
yeah, I know.
So Dave is a big time Michigan guy. I don't know if you know that, by the way. But I was not aware of like I already knew he was like conservative leaning, you know, but I had never heard of like anything like outwardly racist. I had never heard the Kaepernick take. I had never heard of the dude saying the N-word multiple times. So I catch wind of that like right around because I vividly remember on the podcast. The last one they ever did, they were talking about it, and I didn't even know what they were talking about. Like, they like wouldn't outrelate. I think they ended up saying it like the N-word, but like they were leading up to it. I'm like, what are these niggas talking about? What happened? Yep. And then so I hear it, and I'm like, whoa. Yeah. And then right after that, the what is it? The I Am a Nigga or something like. What was the podcast?
Yeah. Did you listen to that, by the way?
Fuck no.
Okay. Yeah.
You kidding me? So I see that, and I see my man's name on it, and I'm like, yo, what's good with this nigga Tyler, bro? So like, because like the thing is, so like now it's come full circle to me. So I'm like, so he knew this was going on, and now he done hopped on the podcast with this, and I'm like, yo, what's good with my man? I'm not like sending him bad tweets. I'm just like, what's going on? So he takes that, I think it was like a week off or 2 weeks off and ended up never coming back. Yeah. But I didn't even listen to that last episode either that he did. The other white dude. What was the dude's name? It wasn't Dana.
It wasn't even a white dude. Who you talking about? Who Coley did the last episode?
Yeah, Coley did the last episode with someone else.
I did listen to that. I did. So the very last mixtape, because it was like the first 10 minutes was them just like basically saying bye, and then they played an old segment. So it wasn't even, I thought you were talking
actually, about. Now that you say that, I think I may have listened to it actually, because I think I vividly remember the last name of the episode is like
See
ya. Yeah. But so he gets off that, and I'm just like, and then he kind of went dark on Twitter as well. Yeah. So at this point, I'm just like super confused, like because I haven't heard his take on what's going on. I'm just like, yo, what's happening here? Is this like something you were standing by? Like what's going on at Barstool? Because at this point, I've unfollowed everybody at Barstool. I'm just like, fuck what they got going on. And anybody, I remember a dude quit and said, if you still support this, you're like just as like responsible for like what's going on here. And like they like Barstool people are bashing. I'm like, no, man, if you still work here, you are supporting very directly racism. Your boss is racist. So Tyler bounced, and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's what's up. But podcasts specifically are like, I don't really watch much TV. I haven't had cable as an adult because anything I want to watch, I could allegedly find on the stream. And podcasts are kind of just like if I'm in the car, especially road trips, music for like an hour or so. But then I love a good podcast. Playing games, I'll mute the game and listen to it. So like, I was disgusted that they took my Thursdays, like how to kill 3 hours. I was like, bro, that was 3 hours of my like day that I already had lined up, and I was sick about it. And I don't actually have any. What's up?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I don't have like there's like specifically a Coley. There's no ill will or like any dislike. I was just like, man, I really wish you would
left with him,
taking that leap of faith with him, even just like, man, I can't support this, bro. But just his reasoning was like being there from the beginning, and it was like that's still just not good enough for me.
Yeah, that was the
like my morals wouldn't have allowed me to do that. Where it was just like, man, like especially how they like, I don't know, if my man's is feeling this way, like I'm gonna stand with you. But you know, he got a kid, he just married, whatever. Like I said, it was nothing negative towards him, but I had to hit that unfollow just because everything Barstool disgusted me after that. Yeah. But that was a crazy time. I don't think I'll ever really forget it fully. Just like how like it all melted down very quickly. Like one day I had my favorite podcast lined up, and then like the next week I'm finding out, oh no. Yeah. I think like the Trump interview came like soon after too, and you're just like, oh my god. Yeah. So
yeah, man.
That was a nuts time.
Then fucking Discord and all. Yeah. So it was on top of everything else. Cause I remember like I had moved around that time, and of course COVID and shit. So it was a crazy couple months, but
yeah. Oh man, that shit. I think honestly though, I think it worked out for the best though. I think I know Bomani outside of his ESPN gig has something called the Evening Jones. He doesn't post on it too much anymore. He takes a month off sometimes. But I think people are realizing like rappers like Russ or Logic like make it more apparent. Just like I'd rather have 500 fans than 1,000 supporters.
Right.
Or no, 500 supporters and not 1,000 fans. So like people that really fuck with you, you could have said, I'm taking this podcast to the moon. I'm about to record it for the moon. Just send me this $5 a month. And like if Tyler was like, hey, I need a mental health break, I wouldn't stop my subscription for the month. This is somebody like that I enjoy listening to. So it was just like I was very uncomfortable with the thought that like a part of my week was just about to go away because a nigga couldn't stop saying nigga. So I was like, eat it. But then the Patreon thing came through and I was like, all right, man, we can do this. I didn't even know what Discord was at the time too. I got in there, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I still don't go on it too often. Whenever I show up, I post some ignorance and let y'all fuck with it.
Yeah, there's I don't know if I'm on there now, it's a very specific part of it. I don't mess with it's it's the luncheon part. I don't really mess with the main chat anymore.
I don't think I've ever been. Are you in the CPF chat?
I mean, sometimes like I was never.
Yeah, no, same. I've never even been in the main one, and the luncheon one is.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
What they be talking about in there? Maybe I need to tap into that.
We just
okay.
Yeah. It's a lot more chill and
When I close out my apps and when I've refreshed every timeline and don't see anything, I go to Discord.
Pretty much.
I'll say it shamelessly. I even search my name sometimes just to see what's going on, like see if there's anything to respond to or tap into. But I don't know, man. This is I'm doing a podcast with somebody from across the country. Like it worked out, man. Like the Barstool burning, or the portion of Barstool I supported burning to the ground led to something positive. So
absolutely,
it worked out.
I appreciate you.
Are we finishing up?
Yeah.
All right, before we get off, I did want to say I had a very good friend, someone that was blood couldn't have made us any closer. He had a birthday on July 14th. He passed away on July 18th, I think, in 2016. Just wanted to say rest in peace to Marquez. Love you. We miss you. And that's all I've got.
There we go. Yes, sir. Rest in peace. Appreciate you joining us. Appreciate y'all listening. And we'll see y'all in a couple days. Or actually, we'll see y'all next week.
See you.